live.
All right, this is the Never Got His Chat Up. It's not a podcast, but it's a chat. So
That's a lot of chat.
it's a lot of chat. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So we're going to talk about whatever we feel like, and woohoo. Let me start the introductions. We have Quark.
Yes, sir.
Then we have a guy in a hat named Sean.
Howdy.
And then we have a scary gun and a skull mask.
I will be playing the part of Yankee Marshall.
Was
Okay.
the 80?
And then I'm just Nathan. So there you go.
Love your hot dogs.
They're famous, man. Yeah, that's what she said. But anyway, does anyone have any pertinent issues that they just have to get off their chests at this moment?
Well, since I'm playing the part of Yankee Marshall, if you don't like this country, you can get the hell out. Best video he's done in a while.
Yeah, if you haven't heard about this, is yesterday's news, but it was literally yesterday's news. You remember that girl that got stabbed by those two girls that were supposedly your friends in Milwaukee? That Slender Man stabbing? Well,
Oh yeah, where the two chicks are just wigged out and stab some poor young girl. Yeah.
They're all like 11, 12 years old in that range. Well, an anonymous person, most likely I'm assuming it's a soldier that was wounded in Iraq or Afghanistan, sent her a Purple Heart. His or her Purple Heart they sent.
Dude, that's awesome.
That is awesome. You know, their family had requested that, you know, everybody just send, you know, Purple Hearts, not the medals, but, you know, send Purple Hearts, you know, whether it be cards or cutouts or whatever. You know, make her feel loved and appreciated. Because purple's her favorite color and hearts mean people care. So this...
They didn't know about the military thing, I bet.
Well, they probably didn't, you know, think about it that way either. I never did. I never thought about it that way either. So I'm just thinking, you know, awesome. And the reason I bring this up is because there was an asshole. And yes, I'm going to criticize him for being an asshole because, well, that's my right as well. I'll defend his right to be able to do what he did. But I will also criticize him for being an asshole. He melted down a Purple Heart. There was a video up on here with 4,000 dislikes before he removed it.
Was it his Purple Heart?
No clue. I never got to see the whole video. There's a little segment of it before it went bye-bye.
I watched it.
I guess he's going on about, you know, a rant about being anti-American.
And the video starts with him saying that he bought it at a like antique store, and it was a World War II Purple Heart in a little frame.
Okay. Well,
And the video starts with him like sitting at a kitchen table, like poking it with a knife, and then he like gets the idea to go melt it down.
let me just say that I don't really have any problem with the gentleman who did that, but if he were on fire, I wouldn't piss to put him out.
No, I pissed to put him out. Just because you want to know why?
Because
So
he'd
much
suffer
more agony being burned.
Good point. Well played, Mr. Cork. Well played.
Exactly. You know, I don't agree with him doing that, but I will defend his right to be able to do that because in this country we do have a thing called the First Amendment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's... How do I say this? In my job, I sometimes run into people that they don't got their wiring on straight. You know, just you meet those people, you know, you're sitting there going, how do your mental connections even function that you can drive a car on a daily basis and not, you know, just you know, you just wonder about these people. And this sounds like one of those guys that just wires are crossed wrong in the head.
Yeah, I think that's where I should have the right to express myself as well by beating the crap out of them.
You don't have the right to beat the crap out of them. You can sit there and call in.
No, I'm going to call it my freedom of expression. I'm expressing displeasure.
I like
Fair
what
enough.
you think. Yeah, but speaking of drivers, accident today really pissed me off. I didn't have the accident, but I was going to my bank, and because of this accident, took out power lines that went across the frickin' road in a construction area where I'm using the detour to get around the construction. It took me what would normally take me 7 minutes to get to the bank. It took me an hour and a half. Oh, idiot drivers! Frickin' the driver was on his frickin' cell phone. Smashes into a frickin' power line pole.
You know, you do realize that we're just big hairless monkeys, right? Driving large metal things.
Yep.
Shuffle. But I mean, you know, it just it amazes me there aren't more accidents than there are, that so many people successfully navigate with cell phones. My wife was telling me about her friend who was driving, texting the entire way from Houston to here, like 5 hours, like texting all the time, and they stayed on the road. So it's like, okay, still your attention's drawn away. So if anyone else messes up, that's kind of what it comes down to in my brain is, you have lost focus. It's sort of like being drunk. You can keep yourself between the two stripes on the road, but if anything happens that's out of the normal, then you're not going to react in time to be a defensive driver, and you're going to hit whatever it is. So if somebody pulls out when they shouldn't, somebody loses control, you're not going to be able to dodge. You're just screwed. But people think because they can stay between the two yellow lines, I could text and drive. They don't ever think about, what do I do if somebody pulls out in front of me?
Yeah. If somebody texts me while I'm driving, I wait till I come up to a stoplight. And I'm like, okay, now I can read it. It's not frickin' life or death. Somebody texts me while I'm on a long drive, well, I wait till I have to take a potty break. And then I look at the text message. Nothing is that important that I'm going to risk my life over it.
Fair enough. Yeah. So I'm reading here. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I can wait.
No, this is just, I'm just bringing up subjects.
All right. Well, I saw an article from Massachusetts today where the police chiefs are all upset because the Senate voted to remove a provision in a bill that would give the chiefs of police total discretion on whether to give someone a rifle or shotgun permit. And they're all ticked off about that because they believe that they know everybody in their town well enough to make that decision. So I'll post that in the internal.
Yeah, which means that they would just do it like, I don't know, California was doing it until Peru and are still doing it.
Just say no.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were all ticked off about that, and I read that article. Figured I'd keep that for tonight at some point.
Anytime you take away an authority from a police agency, you can bet that you're going to be fighting with your sheriff's association and your police chiefs association. We do it here every year in Florida. The sheriff's association comes out and says, "Oh yeah, we support the Second Amendment, but we don't think people should be carrying guns."
We only support it.
Yeah. Now, again, you got to remember, our Second Amendment does not mean that we can conceal carry. It means that we have the right to keep and bear arms. It does not mean we have the right to
Well, it says
carry.
bear. Can't we carry it?
Here's what Heller said, and Look, my
Talking
lawyers
about
are
concealed carry. I'm
going
talking
to
about concealed carry.
right. Yeah, but look, my lawyers are going down to Gainesville here tomorrow to argue one of our Second Amendment cases. I'll get into that in a minute. But what Heller said, and we were just re-reviewing this today and prep for that, was that sure you can regulate or ban concealed carry, but you cannot ban the bearing of arms. And here's the important part of this. There are two distinct rights in the keeping and bearing of arms. The keeping of arms means to own one, have it in your home. The bearing of arms means to have it on you in case of confrontation. So they're right. You can ban concealed carry. Now, arguably, you could ban open carry while allowing for concealed carry, or you could ban concealed carry while allowing for open carry, but you can't ban both. What gets real interesting is what you do when you ban one but not the other, or even say you ban both, but say you can carry only if you have a license. And this license requires that you pass a test, pay a fee, jump up and down on your left leg 3 times. Sorry if you have one leg and you only have a right one. We're not making a modification for you. And sorry if you're indigent and can't afford it. We're not making a modification for you. It's how on earth they make the license. And if they basically if they make the license any harder to get than a voter registration card, when they start throwing up restrictions on the licensing, that's when it becomes constitutionally impermissible. And we're going to be seeing some more cases exploring just how much they can do with licensing when there's not a viable unlicensed alternative. What most states have done is say, okay, we're going to have licensed concealed carry and unlicensed open carry. That's really probably the best prototype for how they should move forward, though.
Well, then it'd be just like Ohio, basically, where it's an open carry state, but you have to have a concealed carry license.
There's 30 states that have unlicensed open carry.
No.
Wisconsin's one of them.
I did hear that the great Cleveland, Ohio is trying to pass a law where you can only buy one gun every 90 days in the city of Cleveland, or in the city limits.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a federal judge that just upheld one of these gun limit things. Actually, it was in the DC case, and what the judge said was, well, you have a right to bear arms, but not an arsenal.
What's an arsenal?
Apparently, anything more than 2 guns he considered to be an arsenal.
So a cop with a pistol, a shotgun, and a rifle in his car has an arsenal?
Ooh, you're getting kind of close. I mean, that may or may not be an arsenal, but 4 definitely.
Don't forget his backup gun.
Yeah. But, look, police are special. They're not carrying under their Second Amendment right. They're carrying as state actors. Police are not civilians with the same rights as regular citizens. They have additional rights given to them by their states. And it's because they are acting as agents of the state.
No, I understand that one. I'll use you as an example. He carries 3 guns on him. He's got his Glock, and then he's got his backup gun, and then he's got his ankle gun. That's carrying around an arsenal these days. Awesome.
Yeah, hey, if that's how you like to carry, more power to you. Me personally, I weigh enough without the additional hardware. 2 is my max.
Yep. By the way, I have two mirrors from one's a DLP, and one's from that projection TV I scrapped. By the way, do not bother scrapping DLPs or Fresnel lenses inside there suck. At least the ones I've been. The one I got to play around with, it's pretty lame. It'll start paper on fire, but other than that. But should I save these mirrors for anything? Anybody got any suggestions? And I'm opening that to people out there listening.
I believe you can use mirrors to identify vampires. You have to see if they have reflections or not.
Yeah, because I really don't want to break the mirrors up and throw them away.
Make a giant glitter ball.
I believe breaking mirrors ends up giving you 7 years bad luck per mirror breakage.
Yep, exactly.
What happens if you break a broken mirror? Does it like go up exponentially, or does it cut your time in half?
No, a broken mirror loses its hexing power. Don't you know anything? And don't spend
so once it's already broken, you can re-break it and you're fine?
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I mean, it's already broken. How can it, like... I mean, it's not 7 years per piece. I mean, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about crazy things.
They're two cool mirrors because they're both parallelograms. They're just really cool.
So tomorrow morning, a couple of our lawyers are launching themselves down to the University of Florida, down in Gainesville, Florida, to argue our case against the University of Florida for banning the right to bear arms inside your home. This includes off-campus apartments, on-campus dorm rooms, and the like. As far as I know, it's the first Second Amendment case bringing up the idea that, yeah, your campus housing is your home under Heller.
But have they ever settled if college students are human beings yet?
We're asserting that they are, and we have some evidence of that. It's disputed by the college, but we're confident that we'll win that point.
I don't know. I watched after the NCAA basketball games that they didn't look like they were human beings. Or the year they won the football championship down here. Holy mackerel!
Well, yeah, when you win the tournament and all of a sudden your whole frickin' town's on fire.
We won.
Yeah. We won, so
you
let's
would expect the losers to destroy a town, right? But
no. Yeah, the losers, they have nothing to celebrate by burning down their entire city.
Yeah, that's just such a weird thing, you know. I never got that. Yeah. Oh, we won the Super Bowl. Let's go torch the whole city.
Nothing says victory like about $500,000 of property damage.
Yeah. Oh boy, there was a parked car. Let's flip it over.
Yeah, 1995. I was in the military. I was on leave. I was back in Houston, and the night that we won the Final Four in a clean sweep, you know, Houston broke out into the world's biggest block party. So I'm in a buddy of mine's truck. He's also on leave. We're both in the middle of transitioning. I'm in the middle of a PCS move, so I'm on my way to Germany. He's on his way to Korea. We got a couple of weeks off. Just happened to be at the same time. So we're there in Houston. We're running around. Giant block party breaks off, and all of a sudden, like 8 guys come and start jumping up and down on this car behind us. And they're denting in the roof, and they're denting in the hood, and there's this horrified-looking, cute little girl in there. So, you know, since it was a clean sweep victory, it was important that we had a broom. So I grabbed this broom, and I go charging at these 8 people. I don't know what I was thinking, but fortunately for me, they ran off. had her pop her hood, and I knocked out the big old cave-in the top of her hood. Had her open her door. I got in and punched the roof and knocked the big cave out of her roof, and wound up dating her for the next 2 weeks until I shipped out.
Nice.
And that's what we call a happy ending to the story.
Yes. Who doesn't like the guy that can chase off 8 people with a broom? Because, well, I was stupid.
Well, she was very grateful.
You earn your reward, sir.
Yeah, back in 2010 when the Packers won the Super Bowl, one car was damaged. That was the result of the damage here in Green Bay. One car. I'm guessing it had a Bears bumper sticker on it. So that could happen every time the Packers won a game. But seriously, yeah, much different atmosphere up here. That doesn't happen when the Packers win the Super Bowl. Didn't happen in '96. Well, technically '97.
Mike Ditka versus Masada Ayub with a gun.
Oh, Ditka.
Totally Ditka. I mean, Masada Ayub doesn't carry a big enough caliber to take down a Ditka.
Duh, Bears. Duh, Bulls.
Yeah, great Saturday night special. Although I have to hand it to him that Aaron Rodgers commercial with those two guys from Saturday Night Live was hilarious.
The two guys from the guy from Cheers.
Well, he looks like the guy from Cheers, but it's not the guy from Cheers. It's not Norm.
Yeah, it looks just like him though.
I know. I always thought it was Norm for the longest time. I thought it was before the interwebs. Before I had the interwebs, I was able to look up that information. I always thought Norm, but no, not Norm.
Moon food over in the chat. That's funny.
You gotta say what he says.
He said they were gonna. He said something about in Afghanistan. They did the girl.
I'll quote him. Moon Food 78. In Afghanistan, they win, kick the infidel head, and say, "Let's dent a girl and fuck a goat." That's the first time reading it.
And then Robbie said, "Rape the horses and ride off on the women."
That's in Germany.
That's like what was it, Blazing Saddles, when he's like, "We stampede the cattle or rape the cattle and stampede the women."
No. Wasn't it?
We rape the women and steal the horses.
Yeah, it was the Three Amigos. It was we rape the women, pillage the village, and steal the horses. And then he comes up and he's like, we pillage the shrubberies, rape the horses, and ride off on the women.
Yeah, they said that in Blazing Saddles too.
Oh, they had a different line of Blazing Saddles similar to that? Okay.
Yeah.
One surprise the Three Amigos stole from the Blazing Saddles. So
He's like, women and children stampeded and cattle raped. It's when they're having one of their little town hall meetings. One of my favorite movies ever. Ooh, somebody said, they said Ditka is like Chuck Norris. I thought they said Ditka versus Chuck Norris.
That'd be a really tough one.
Nah, I'd give it to Chuck.
Yeah, you got to give it to Chuck.
Be close. I think that'd be really close.
Okay. Jack Bauer versus Chuck Norris.
Ooh.
I'd still give it to Chuck. Yeah, Chuck.
I'm gonna give it to Chuck Norris in a 3-round decision. Split decision.
So I was reading an article. It says that Beretta has pulled out of Maryland due to their strict gun laws.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I think they were talking about. Oh no, I was thinking some other company, not Bretta.
Yeah, they said it. What might cost that state like 30 or 40 million dollars in tax revenue over the next couple years or next year. But that doesn't matter. They got lots of money.
Yeah, we're happy to have them bring that down here to Florida.
Now they're going to Tennessee. So I'm sure they'll donate some guns to Jaeger for him to break.
Does Jaeger break guns? I thought that was strictly what's his name?
Spectre?
Yeah, Spectre's the one who breaks guns. I don't think
Spectre
Jaeger
doesn't
does.
break guns. I watched him do a video throwing shotguns in the mud, and he threw them in there like a little girl. I've shot guns that are dirtier than any gun he pulled out of that hole. Except for the one gun that the girl threw in the mud puddle and then stomped on. She did a good job.
See, I've broken lots of guns, but it was all, done the old-fashioned way, using a lot of taxpayer ammo.
Hey, that's one way to do it.
I just saw a good way to waste a lot of ammo yesterday on Facebook. They had a three-barrel 50 caliber Gatling gun mounted on top of a Hummer.
I want like a shoulder-file Gatling AR.
Call Red Jacket. I'm sure them dumbasses will work
God.
one up for you.
Yeah, but number 4.
I think that show's finally off the air. It went like 5 or 6 episodes and then just stopped. They moved into their new building and stopped, and there's nothing on Facebook about it, nothing on the website for the TV channel about it, nothing.
Weren't they off the air for a while and came back?
Yeah. Well, I heard they lost their FFL again.
How they lose their FFL?
They were misplacing. Well, the story I heard and the story I read on the internet.
Seriously, they misplaced that? I mean, you'd think you'd keep that somewhere you could find it.
I don't know.
Well, maybe there was also a banking error at the same time where he kind of accidentally ended up with a couple $100,000.
It was on the IRS server along with our 501c4 application.
Well, the dad, he hadn't been the FFL holder for a long time. The daughter and that dipshit, it's a cannon! They don't even work for him anymore. Like, if you watch their YouTube videos, it's like the guy with the goatee that used to run the CNC machine, I cannot think of his name, that supposedly was the head man in charge there at the end. He is like the head guy, and the dad, and like nobody else from the show is on their YouTube channel.
Oh, so you're saying they went all Orange County choppers and
That's what it looks like.
made a bunch of money and got pissed at each other.
I don't know. I don't know if they got pissed, but I know Flem left. Flem's got his own gun store. Can't think of what it's called right now, but he does his own YouTube stuff now too.
Just for the record, I don't want a nickname like Flem.
Yeah. That show lost all credibility when the daughter took that Desert Eagle into the shooting range and shot it, and then they showed a picture of her holding a Beretta in her hand, be like, "Ooh, that really kicks," and you can see it's a Beretta that she's holding with a glove to make it. I was like, nope. I will watch this show, but nothing on here is true anymore.
That show lost all credibility about 30 seconds into the very first episode.
It's a cannon!
I think I watched like 3 episodes of it.
I remember now about the
that
only.
much.
I was gonna say about the only episode of that show I really remember seeing was where they were trying to make basically like a Vulcan Gatling gun, like a rotating Gatling gun, but they were gonna try and make it out of like 3 Sega shotguns, and so they could never get it working right. And finally, towards the end of the episode, the dad's just like, whatever, we'll just like take what we have. We'll just put like some Segas on there, basically bolt them up, get them to where like they'll all fire at the same time, and then we'll just put that on there because apparently they had a deadline and they couldn't call the guy and say, hey, it's not working right or whatever. So then they go out to the desert and they have like this contraption with like the 3 shotguns like spinning with their like mags just sticking out and just like shooting 12 gauge rounds, and of course it lasts for like 20 seconds. And this guy's like, man, that's awesome, I gotta have it. And I was just realizing they were selling some guy like a full auto machine gun that they just made. It wasn't like he was also a post-sample dealer friend. It's like he was just a guy that's a client that, for all I know, is just a normal like civilian. And they were apparently
the guy owned a junkyard, and they sold him basically a 3 Sega shotgun spinning Gatling gun they created. It's so illegal.
Yeah.
Well,
the credibility of that show is 1,000% non-existent.
yeah, unless that guy was gonna get his SOT whatever license,
So that
or he might have had it, as he may have had that. But
he owned a salvage yard.
well, it doesn't.
So, hey, come on down to JW's salvage yard and full auto like class 3 dealer gun store.
There's gun stores that are run out of garages.
Well, yeah, but the broken down cars because the guy's not a very good mechanic. Not, oh, he went out and bought a whole bunch of junk cars because he sells headlights and boxes of ammo and SBRs.
No, I mean like at the garage behind a house.
No,
The guy I just bought my suppressor off of runs it out of his garage, and he's got 200 and something suppressors in his garage, and a full auto Thompson and an M1A, and a full auto AR, all kinds of stuff.
Well, yeah, but did he manufacture those himself, or are those pre-86 weapons?
No, they're post samples.
Oh.
Except the Thompson, or no, the Thompson's a conversion of a new one too.
Well, I think they staged most of that stuff on that. So the guy said, I got to have it, and they pretend like they sold it to him. But they may have just taken it back to the shop and took it all apart when they were done with it. Who knows?
Did
Yeah,
you?
they acted like they spent 2 or like 3 weeks working on it, when in reality they probably spent like 8 months.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw it, but they built a Browning 1919 that was all chromed out with a dragon painted on it. And that was in like the first episode because the guys from OCC, Orange County Choppers came out, and they were shooting that gun. And in like the next season, that gun was still in their shop. And they were like, "Oh, we made this for whatever the kid's name was from OCC. We made this for him." And like the whole next season, that gun is still sitting in their shop. Like it didn't go nowhere.
Well,
So I think it is. They just made this stuff to show on TV. That's it.
I mean, yeah, of course it's completely made for TV, but it's like you could theoretically say, oh, well, it's actually Paul Jr.'s gun. It's just that since he's not a post-sample dealer, he can't ever actually take possession of it. It's like he could pay them to build it.
Well, not to mention those guys live in New York.
Yeah. I mean, like, you could say, oh, well, he paid us to build it for him, and then every time he comes down here, he gets to shoot it all the hell he wants to. But it can't actually ever leave our possession.
But I almost bet if Paul Jr., if those guys wanted to have machine guns, they probably have the pull. They'd be able to get them.
Yeah. Well, okay. I bet they would, because you would really only have to get your manufacturing level, whatever it is, permit or license or whatever. And I'm sure with all the money they have, and as famous as they are, they could go down to whatever governing body they would have to talk to and say, hey, we want to, quote-unquote, be a manufacturer of this stuff. And then they could, like, hand them a briefcase full of cash and be like, yep, looks like it'll work.
I don't think they'd have to be a manufacturer.
Well, you need to be I think you need to be a manufacturer.
No, you don't. Nope.
I don't know.
I don't think you have to be a manufacturer. You can be, I don't know what they actually call it, but I think it's like I don't know. I won't say nothing because I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I don't think you have
the
to
problem is
manufacture.
A new machine gun can't be transferred anything after 1986. So you have to have a transferable machine gun. Now, if you're talking about an old, 1919, yeah, it can be reworked all you want as long as it's the same receiver. So those can be transferred on a Form 4. You can either do it as a private person or with an NFA trust.
Well,
Just
there's
like
ways
SBRs
to have
and
new
right?
production too. Like a post sample dealer can have like
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, new production
demo
guns.
model.
Those are made for testing of various firearms, and in those cases, you've got to have basically the Form 1 approved to manufacture a new machine gun, and those are non-transferable unless you're sending them to basically another manufacturer.
Or law enforcement.
Right.
And I think the only thing is, if you have that gun, all you have to do is say you demoed that gun for some law enforcement agency.
Well, it's not just that you have to demo it for a law enforcement agency. It's like you have to prove that you have a legitimate need for it. Like, I think you could be like an ammo manufacturer, and like I think
Absolutely.
You could say, hey,
you're a
I'll
firearms manufacturer, you're an ammo
so
manufacturer.
go out and shoot about 1,000 rounds in 2 or 3 hours, or 20 or 30 minutes, depending on how many magazines I have.
Yeah, I just know there's ways around it.
Yeah, I mean,
If
I
you
used
got
to
the
work
money.
I used to work for a defense contractor. We would, we had M1 Abrams tanks and N2 Bradleys, and when we needed a machine gun, we went down to the local National Guard and borrowed one from the National Guard Special Forces unit. They totally signed us out a machine gun, and because of our defense contractor status, we were able to take it just on a military hand receipt.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have a question. Since you had Abrams and I guess APCs and all that stuff, but you didn't have a machine gun, does that mean that, like, well, what I'm trying to say is, in my opinion, I think that a normal average civilian would be able to own that kind of stuff as long as they could afford it. Is there any kind of restriction, like machine guns, or is it even like suppressors where you have to fill out paperwork, or is it like literally if you can pay for it, maybe even pass a background check if necessary, you can have this?
If you want anything that's controlled under the 1934 National Firearms Act.
I'm just talking about like vehicles, like tanks and armored personnel carriers.
Oh yeah, you can totally have those as long as the guns are demilled.
What's the fun in that?
I guess a tank cannon would be a little over 50 caliber, wouldn't it?
Yeah, having a 120 millimeter smoothbore cannon off of an M1 Bradley or an M1 Bradley, an M1 Abrams. That's not what they call arms that are in common use for lawful purposes. So they pretty tightly control those, but it can be done. You can get cannon. It's just it requires a tax stamp.
I use my M1 Abrams for duck hunting. I just load it with shot.
I feel like if you had an M1 Abrams...
Oh, you haven't seen a punt gun, have you?
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Them about 12-foot long, 5-inch round shotguns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's definitely a destructive device.
Blow a hole through the middle of a flock of birds.
That's exactly what they did. They used their Dale call, and as soon as they come in, they just cut loose with that thing, kill like 100 birds with one shot.
That's why carrier pigeons are extinct.
don't know about carrier pigeons. We got a lot of pigeons.
What? Punt guns?
Well, okay, maybe not punt guns.
But they're delicious.
Punt guns or carrier pigeons?
Both.
Oh.
Squab.
They have some squab.
Yeah, I don't eat rat.
So, have any of you guys seen this new? Well, it's not new, but
No.
Naked and Afraid show where they go out and these people have to survive.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I
that
gotta-
show's not new.
Yeah, I got a
was
feeling,
afraid
though-
once the power went off when I was in the shower.
I got a feeling that my Cub Scouts could do a better job than they could. I mean, seriously, I mean, these people are supposed to be survival experts, but they can never get a fire started using primitive methods unless they bring a fire starter. They don't seem to know how to eat anything. It's just like they should call it 21 Days of Starvation without any clothes. Because really, that's all it is.
Is there a point to the show besides, hey, we have a couple of people who kind of halfway read a book one time and don't have a shirt?
That's pretty much what it is. And I'm not, being one of these, Monday morning quarterbacks being like, oh, this is what I do, this is what I do. Like, there literally are scenes where I want to throw something at the TV because they're just idiots. Like this guy, he hasn't eaten in like over 2 weeks, hasn't eaten anything substantial. And he's carrying a machete and he runs across a python. And he looks at it, they film it, and he leaves because he's scared of it.
You know what that means?
What?
That show is totally staged.
Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah.
hungry enough.
After
I'm-
21 days, you would eat a python. After
Yeah,
21 days, you could get a vegan to eat a python and not even think twice about it.
I'm looking at that python going, crap, I'm not scared of that python. That python's dinner. I got a camera crew behind me. They can't let me die. I'm taking the python down.
The
Period.
thing is that camera crew probably has like a catering service.
Yeah, what the hell's the camera crew eating while they're doing this?
The camera crew doesn't, they have to eat and stuff. I'm guessing they're nice enough that that they have multiple people and they go off and do it in shifts, so that the camera crew isn't like eating in front of them. That'd
Okay,
be-
here's something.
After 3 days in SEER school, I was sitting there chasing a rattlesnake.
Hey, Nathan, I've never watched the show, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But after 3 weeks, are these people not the gaunt, like the most gaunt, thin, sickly, sallow, sunken face looking motherfuckers you ever seen?
They actually do lose. I mean, it shows them from beginning. They show a picture of start and finish, and they lose about 25 pounds in 3 weeks. Because they're eating very little at all.
So maybe I should just take off all my clothes and run around the backyard for 3 weeks and, lose some weight.
I mean, that would work. You put it right back on as soon as you start eating again. But I mean, yeah, that'd work.
Actually, well, I was going to say, like, if they didn't look really, really thin at the end of the episode as opposed to where they were at the beginning, it's like I wouldn't believe it for a second. But then again, just because they lost a lot of weight over a 3-week period doesn't mean that they weren't actually eating anything at all. Like, there was a 2-week period where I just decided to, like, not really eat any meat for some reason. I just thought it'd be weird to see if I could do it or whatever. Like, just to see how hard it is to be vegetarian. Turns out it's not very hard, and, like, not even starving myself or anything like that, I ended up losing, like, 20 pounds. And it's like, I was still eating my fill every day, every meal. It's just I didn't ever eat any meat products. So even if these guys had some kind of, like, food supply that wasn't just what they showed them scavenging out, they could still lose a serious amount of weight. And once again, either that python wasn't there and they just kind of edited it together where it looks like he was looking at a python, or he was not actually going 21 days without eating anything substantial, or else he would have fucking tackled the shit out of that python and started eating it raw, like while it was still moving.
Yeah, I don't know. It's entertaining to watch, but it's just like these people are just like, it frustrates you. Like this one poor girl, she's getting bitten by sandflies so bad that her feet swell up. And, they're like, oh, we can't start a fire. If we get a fire started, the smoke would keep the sandflies away. And the entire time I'm sitting there going, put some mud on your freaking legs. Put mud on yourself. Just put some mud on. The sandflies can't eat through mud. It's just like, come on. And I don't know how they don't get the crap sunburned out of them either. Because, they're out there without any clothes on. Come on.
I want to see them mix up the sets of Naked and Afraid with, like, Are You Tougher Than a Boy Scout?
Yeah, I haven't actually. I need to watch that. I need to watch that. Are You Tougher Than a Boy Scout? Because do the Boy Scouts typically win? I'm guessing.
Yeah, pretty much. Our main lawyer Eric, he was an Eagle Scout. He's still like a Scoutmaster now, and he was talking about it. He's like, these kids they have on there, these guys are like absolute studs. They're just really top-notch outdoorsmen.
Are these the scouts or the people competing against the scouts?
No, these are generally the scouts just eating these people alive.
Well, the problem is you could just take an 18-year-old high school track star and put me up against him, and he's going to whip my ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're in peak physical condition. All they're doing as scouts is training to do this high adventure stuff, and you're putting, 25, 30, 35-year-olds up against them. They're going to get stomped.
Oh, yeah. Look, God, 19 years old, I was a full-on infantryman with a machine gun and a Bradley. I would kick my ass now.
What channel does that Tougher Than a Boy Scout come on? Because I've never even heard
Nat
of
Geo.
Nat Geo? Okay.
Nat Geo.
How long has it been on?
I think they've just done like half a season or something like that. And it came out in the winter.
I guess
so.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say. No, go ahead. I was just going to make an offhand comment and say that I guess the mix of Naked and Afraid and Are You Tougher Than a Boy Scout that you guys came up with is a lot better than saying, like, having a show about Boy Scouts that are naked and afraid.
They already got a show like that. It's called Camp. I'm sorry, that was wrong of me to say. My apologies.
That's kind of what I was...
Produced by, like, Nambler or something?
Yeah, by Nambler. That's exactly right.
I heard they're coming out with a spin-off of that. It's going to be called Naked and Afraid, the Folsom Prison Edition.
Naked and Afraid of My Scout Leader.
Ooh. Naked and Afraid, Vatican City.
They're coming out with a horror movie around baseball. It's going to be called The Sandusky Lot.
Ooh.
Oh, that was terrible. And that's funny though.
Wow.
Yeah, they're funny. I don't care who you are, but you're going to hell.
That was a beautiful that was a beautiful thing right there. That was perfect.
Yeah, to answer Ghost Town, Hawk, no NEA tonight. Boy, that killed it.
Yeah. So I'll throw one out there. Has anybody in here seen the videos of the dumbass people talking about Israel and how they're a terrorist state? and how the United States is the largest terrorist state.
If they're not Palestinians, they're idiots. I
No,
get if the
one of them's a
Palestinians
little old
think
white
that.
lady.
Oh, like they're Americans?
A couple of them are.
Yeah, you got to be big time racist to be throwing out America. I mean, you're talking that's some what's it called? What's the Baptist church out of Topeka,
Westboro.
Kansas? Yeah, that's Westboro. That's Westboro church think there, man.
Yeah, somebody went full retard.
Yeah, I'll find
Yeah,
the link and put that in the internal.
I'm
it's
gonna say this.
stupid.
Yeah, if they're firing from a civilian location, then they're all civilians and they shouldn't be fired upon. And I'm being sarcastic just in case you don't get that. So go ahead, let them launch their missiles from next to schools and churches, hospitals, and Israel can't do a damn thing.
Talking about Hamas?
Yeah, I posted the link in there of the video.
I'm
Have you
friends
guys
with the
ever
IDF
seen
on Facebook. There's a lot of propaganda flying back and forth.
I
Free
can say
Gaza.
this: the people in America do not understand the mindset of people in the Middle East, and they simply don't get it because they've never really interacted with a Middle Easterner in a social dynamic before trying to decide something. They can't understand the concept that there are human beings that totally think opposite the way we do as Americans. They just can't accept that. And literally with any Middle Easterner, the only thing they respect is force. Peace, negotiation, all that is crap. It's basically bully versus bully. If you can't stand up to them, they're going to attack you.
Well, it's not only that. It's that some people can't get it through their head that there are people that no matter what you say to them, they just want to kill you. And that's it. That's their goal, no matter what.
Well, you're an infidel, and you're supposed to be stoned.
Yep.
And I don't think they're talking about medical marijuana.
It's almost like, what was it, during World War II, Chamberlain and Hitler. Well, we just have to, we'll give him this little bit, it'll be okay. We'll give him this other little bit, it'll be okay. No, it wasn't. So.
Yes, because appeasement has always worked so well.
Yep. We'll just give him a little bit.
Nathan, have you ever seen or really anyone on the panel, have you guys ever seen the little skit that Jay Leno used to do on his talk show? It was called Jaywalking, and he would go out and find people just on the streets of LA like that afternoon and ask them really, really simple questions like, what year was America founded? And they're like, 1885? Or just like, not even necessarily like questions about American history, but just like different questions about stuff that you should know. Not like you should know, but like your 3-year-old probably already knows it. And they just give stupid, asinine answers because they just have flat out no fucking idea. So
what is the Bill of Rights? Is that up for election this time?
Yeah, just stupid stuff like that. And after seeing really 2 videos of that, it really made me realize that it doesn't take very long for you to find, you don't have to search very hard to find somebody who is an absolute dumbass. So when you say that there's a video out there of people saying that Israel is a terrorist country, it really doesn't surprise me. I mean, it kills a little part inside of me, but I just expected that part to die out soon.
But by the way, I've not seen this Israel video. Someone else brought it up, so just not that I totally believe it. But my favorite one is the posting of a picture of Spielberg leaning up against the Triceratops in Jurassic Park, and somebody reposted it about him killing that poor Triceratops and being an a-hole safari hunter. And people on Facebook lambasting this guy.
Dude, they even did that when they replaced it with a unicorn. They did the same thing.
They did it with a unicorn? Oh, that's great.
The same picture, they just put a unicorn in, and there were still legitimate people acting like idiots.
Somebody responded, that's Steven Spielberg. He's the director of Jurassic Park. And the response to that was, I don't care who he is. He shouldn't have killed that poor animal.
I saw one. It's like the first of that image that I saw was where he was leaned up against a Jurassic, like against the Triceratops, except they had edited in that plane that got shot down in Ukraine behind it, and they like edited in like a rocket launcher leaning up against him.
Oh, come on. Too soon.
That was one of the top, like that was the caption. Too soon.
Oh, yeah. If anybody's interested, I am selling all my frequent flyer miles on Malaysian Air, very cheap.
Well, it always
Well,
has been a bit of a risk going to Malaysia for myself for the, the underage sex trade. So I might buy those from you.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't realize you were underage.
He's got that he's got that Robin Williams disease from that movie.
He may be young, but he makes a lot of money.
The best one I ever heard about a pimp was this guy got busted for trafficking underage girls from other countries here in America, like around Milwaukee. But on the front fender of his van, it said "Ho Hauler." He actually showed a picture of it in the news article.
They should definitely.
Somebody got a picture of Stone Guy's van?
That's just classy.
How do you not get arrested with driving? I mean, just what an idiot. But anyway.
Cricket, cricket, cricket.
I'm a horrible host. I'm reloading and not talking. I apologize.
You're reloading. What are you reloading?
I'm watching this video that Ralph posted.
I
am currently reloading Triceratops rounds.
Hold on, 4 something.
Nah, this is a 375 H&H. Yeah.
Nice.
I plan on working up good loads with this. I got my 375 rebarreled with a Holland muzzle brake on it. And it only kicks like a little less than a 30-06 now.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sweet.
Is that the same?
This is for what? Gopher hunting?
Oh, well, I've always been having this recurring dream that the polar bears will escape and maybe a rhinoceros from the zoo. So I just want to be ready. Now, I'm planning on going on an elk hunt. So.
Cool.
It's for shooting the gophers after they go back into their hole, and you just kind of lead them down into the ground, and then you hit them with basically an orbital strike with that round.
Isn't it like pretty much 50 states you have to shoot an elk with something above 30 cal or 30 cal and above, right?
It varies by state, yes.
But I mean, most of them, isn't that the general, like you can't use 22s in any state?
I believe that most states require something of around 270 and up. So usually it's around .27 caliber and up, because most states will let you shoot elk with a 270 or a 7mm mag.
Gotcha.
I know Colorado will let you shoot them with 7mm mag for sure.
Is that 375 the same brass as 300 Win Mag, just necked up a little bit?
Nope. Not the same case.
Not the same?
Yeah, the 375 Holland and Holland was, I think, created around 1909. And so it doesn't really share anything with the Win Mag case.
Okay.
Because that was invented in the 50s.
Is it still belted?
It is one of the first belted magnums, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the 375 then became some smaller magnums and some necked out larger magnums, but it's viewed in the realm of it's the smallest caliber you can hunt the big animals in Africa with. But the nice thing about it is it shoots flatter than anything you can hunt in Africa with, pretty much. So, all your bigger bore bullets that are good to shoot the animals with really can't reach out to 300 yards. They're very close range rounds, which is what you want. You want big and slow for close range with big animals.
I mean, that's what my 4570 is for, but yeah, it's got all the trajectory of, a baseball thrown by Barack Obama on opening day.
Oh, that's why you
Football
gotta be all racist.
I've never seen Brock throw, but he usually has some decent skills with a basketball. I would expect him to be able to halfway throw a baseball decently.
Oh, yeah, you didn't see the video of him first time trying to
I will
throw
find
one
that.
out?
I'm already looking for that.
Who was the guy who
wasn't
did it
pretty.
the other day? Oh, 50 Cent threw horribly, and he actually tweeted that he had a bad shoulder from chronic masturbation. I mean, he actually tweeted that.
Nice.
I mean, that's someone who don't give an F. That is, I don't
tweeted.
care.
I've never tweeted, but if I did, I'd tweet dumb shit like that all the time.
I think I found the video of old Obama. I'm gonna make sure it's the right one. And I'll post it.
Yeah, that video summed it up very well. That Ralph put in the external.
Yep, it's the right one.
Sums it up perfectly. What? It's basically I'll sum it up in a nutshell. The Palestinians just want the Israelis dead. That's how it goes. They just want all the Jewish people dead. They don't want peace. That's all they want is them dead.
Israel's one of my favorite countries.
They just want peace. It's just that their preferred way of having it is to kill everybody they don't agree with.
We just want peace another time. We just don't want you around to enjoy it.
I didn't realize that Palestinians had Russian accents.
It's from all the Germans that moved to Afghanistan after World War II.
The way the Palestinian, or I should say the Palestinian, the Hamas motto is, we love death as much as Israel loves life.
Well, if they love death so much and Israel loves life so much, all those guys just go off themselves and let Israel live. That way,
well, I was just going to say, that's pretty awesome because Israel's going to oblige, I'm sure.
Thank you. Come again.
That's not an Israeli accent either.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at here is that they're not happy until they love Jewish death.
Well, yes, it's just another form of infidel that must be smited.
Mm-hmm. So no matter what happens over there, it's a pretty easy thing to sum up, but basically it's the whole problem. Just imagine if Israel decided, we're not going to fight anymore, we're going to lay down all our arms. What do you think would happen? They'd just be slaughtered. And what is currently Israel was always under Jewish control. They're giving away land that is rightfully theirs. There's never been an Arab or Palestinian, oh, you know what I'm saying.
Palestinian.
There we go. Nation there. It's always been under Jewish control.
Hold on, I'm going to have to disagree with Cork here. That land that Israel's on has been fought over. Israel's been under control of other countries and has come back and resurged back and forth for 4,000 years. Everyone has a small claim if they go back far enough. It's like 6 degrees of separation.
I know, but under rule. It's always been, there's never been rule there unless it's been under Israeli rule. Or under Jewish rule. I mean, this is going way back.
I'm just stating that, the Jewish people in that area have been under, for instance, when Jesus was around, it was under Roman control. So you're just saying Jews have always lived in Jerusalem, is what you're saying.
Well, they're the ones that's always been a Jewish nation or a Jewish kingdom.
Okay, well, many nations have conquered the Jews and made them
Right.
their
I'm saying that they're the only ones who ever had rule there, a Jewish rule. And this is
No.
going way back
But
before.
does that
No,
really
that's
matter in
really
our world?
not
Isn't it
right.
the people that fight the hardest for the land that keep it?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that how we got this land?
And yes, Israel did take part of a country's land. You know why they took that land? Because they were invaded by that country.
Turnabout is fair play, after all.
Well,
Yeah. And they
people,
actually, and Israel actually ceded a whole bunch of land to Egypt for peace. Almost all of Israeli oil reserves were ceded to Egypt for peace.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're just thinking very modern history, 19th century, or I'm sorry, not even 19th century, 20th century. You're ignoring a lot of the previous history of that region.
There's a lot going back there. Yes, I'm just talking about recent events. And has Egypt attacked Israel since they put in that? They had this basically peace treaty agreement. No. And Israel's willing to give them 95% of the land they want. I can't remember what it's called. The big section. They want to give them 95% of that. They want to keep 5% for some reason, and then all of the West Bank.
They talk about having a self-governing area or self-governing state in order to gain international support. What they really want is to just get rid of Israel.
Right. That's all the Palestinians want. That's all Hamas wants is to get rid of Israel. Period.
Yeah, anytime Hamas tries to make sense or seem normal, it's really kind of like Obama saying he just wants a little bit of gun control. Nobody really believes him. They know what his real agenda is.
Yep. I'm all for Israel, attacking, the Palestinians to stop their rocket attacks. I know it's sad that civilians have to be part of the casualty numbers, but Israel doesn't have any other choice. They've got to bomb or shell areas where these rockets are coming from, because if they didn't, and they said, because it's next to a school or next to an apartment complex, then that's all Hamas would do, is always just put their missiles and whatever else they're doing right next to a church or whatever, just because we know that Israel won't fire back if we do it from here.
Did you guys see this video that came out yesterday, the day before? The rocket attack. It's like the Iron Dome attack where they're
cool.
just launching a bunch of rockets and they just blow out. God, it had to be 30 of them using Patriots.
Yeah, that Iron Dome thing's pretty slick.
Yeah, and by the way, it's supplied by the United States.
Yeah, I mean it's just they have a bunch of Patriot rockets and full radar coverage, and those things can track a lot of inbound simultaneously.
Yep. It was an amazing system during the the first Gulf War.
Yeah,
I don't-
the
the
fire
tracking
control
technology and
systems have
circuitry's gotten so
lot
much
better.
smaller.
It's not even still a Patriot missile, though, is it? They're smaller, aren't they?
I think
Yes.
it's just an evolutionary update of the Patriot. Is it not still designated Patriot?
Yeah, it still does the Patriot
I-
just because they upgraded it. Does not change the name. I mean, otherwise we won't have the M1A1 or the M1A2.
Yeah, I thought it was all just renamed and redesigned into
No,
that system.
no. And you think
Now, that's
about
not to say
this.
that they don't have
they
something
love that
other
name.
than Patriot.
They love that name.
Could you
But that's
honestly
a good
come
name.
up with a better name for a missile than the Patriot missile? Like left or right? Let's just see if we can come up with a better name. Like we can try and make it an acronym.
Brimstone.
Moab.
Eagle's balls.
You're fired.
How about Eagle?
You're fired.
No, I meant Nathan. Nathan's fired.
Oh.
Okay, they're the
Sorry,
Paragons.
sorry, I wasn't too patriotic. Red, white, and blue balls. How about that?
No. They're the Peregrine Falcons of the.
That doesn't even sound like a good thing, Nathan. That sounds horrible. I mean,
I would-
patriotic as shit, but still horrible.
I would
Not
call
a lot.
my missile the motherfucker, but it's totally offensive.
Now you think about this: the Peregrine
No
Falcon.
defensive purposes.
You know what the Peregrine Falcon hunts, right?
Other
Freaking
birds.
Yeah,
other
everything.
birds. Well, namely pigeons in the cities. I mean, it's a perfect name for it.
You can also
Because
call
they're
it
hunting
Sparrowhawk.
little pigeon missiles.
I don't know. What's Hebrew for "fuck you"?
Sparrowhawk would be good.
I think that's what they should name it.
I think
Obama.
"fuck you" is its own translation, or at least it should be.
We had to defensively lost 30-something "fuck you" missiles today.
Yeah, that's a lot better, actually. I like that. Well, maybe not better than Patriot missile, but better than Eagle's balls.
I retract my earlier name. I apologize for offending anyone.
You have the right to be, you have the right to the First Amendment, but you also are stupid.
You have the right to say whatever you want to, but you also have the right to be made fun of by whatever it is that you say.
So what you're saying is, I'm the one who stepped on my dick, and y'all are just kicking me in the balls now.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well, actually.
Well, if you're Bob, you would have stepped on your balls.
I mean, I guess maybe if
And now
that's what
just
you're
kicking in the
into,
dick.
but you know.
Even when he's not here, that Canadian still ruins chat.
Was Bob one in? Dude, send Bob a link. He's great, especially if he's drunk. But like, that drunk where he's like talking and hyper, not the passing out drunk. So, anybody gone out shooting lately?
Got my 308 AR back the other day from getting kind of fixed. Then I had to take it all apart and put it all back together again because they did a piss poor job of reassembly. But
How do you screw up reassembly of an AR?
the forward handguard wasn't aligned with the top receiver on the upper. The muzzle brake was on crooked. Just poor attention to detail.
How do you get a muzzle brake on crooked? It screws on. It would strip the threads if you did it wrong.
Oh no, it wasn't cockeyed.
It was
It just
cam,
wasn't
not-
indexed properly.
Oh, index was off. Got it. Did they put a new crush washer on at least?
No, it uses peel washers. to do it. I mean, I took the thing off literally by holding the receiver in one hand and putting a wrench on it and turning the muzzle brake off. So it wasn't torqued at all.
Got it.
But the thing that screwed it up was I guess Core had a batch of gas tubes that were about a 1/4 inch too short. So that explains why the thing was so undergassed. Well, plus the when I originally got it, the gas block was off center. So it's got both too short a gas tube and the gas block was off center, way undergassed the gun, caused it to malfunction and bent the gas tube and screwed up the gas key. Sent it back. They replaced the gas tube, just kind of dressed up the gas key a little bit. It's still boogered up, but it's, I guess, technically okay. Sent it back all crooked, so I had straightened all that stuff out. And we'll see how it shoots. I'll get it back out to the range this weekend.
It's gonna go kaboom.
It's gonna go off real nice once. Maybe a couple dozen times, but at least once.
Okay, so it's really kind of interesting when your gas block explodes, because when you fire the gun, you're going to hear a clink, 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 chink, and you're going to be like, what the hell was that? And then you'll start looking at it and realize the gas block blew up and your gas tube is out in front of you in the grass.
How did it shoot out in front of the gun?
When the gas block blew apart, the recoil of the
so the ring totally separated.
Yeah, the ring broke into 3 pieces. Because it was a low-profile gas tube, very thin, very cheap one. And when it blew apart, the bolt slammed forward, hit the gas tube, and launched it out about 20 feet in front of me and stuck in the grass. And I found it. But then again, don't try to suppress a 7.5-inch barrel on an AR. It turns out it's not rated for that after the fact.
I do not get this whole attraction to incredibly short-barreled ARs. I mean, the only reason these things work at all is because of high muzzle velocities. And, well, let's just cut down the muzzle velocity on a 22 round.
Look at it like this. They're turning their AR-15 into a really nice, expensive, semi-automatic 22 Magnum.
Combined with a flamethrower.
That's what a 22 Magnum is. It's kind of a flamethrower to begin with.
No, I will say I do love my little, 1 1/8 inch barrel 22 mag little NAA mini revolver.
I thought you were going to say you had a 1 1/8 inch barreled AR-15.
God, that'd be scary.
Yeah, go ahead and try and C-clamp that sumbitch.
Awesome, Huck.
What happened?
Yeah, why's Huck
Oh,
awesome?
I just looked at the pictures you posted. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I wish I could carry a butterfly knife.
Well, you can own them.
I got enough knives that I own that I can't carry.
I know the feeling.
Nice Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Thank you. It was actually a fuck up that I adapted to the fuck up.
Yeah, I keep playing around with this Finger Groove Buck 110. Haven't cut myself with it yet.
Well, give it time, you will.
I know. I'm notorious for cutting myself with the bucks.
So, if y'all had to go into a survival situation, what would be the one knife you would want to take? It can be a machete too.
Good Bowie. Bowie size. Bowie heft. Or kukri.
Man, maybe a BK too. I've had that in my wish list forever.
I would say a Bowie knife, or like maybe even a K-bar,
Yeah,
but I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
Well, I was gonna say,
Onto a K-bar.
I like K-bars a lot. They're more fighting knives than anything else.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't get me wrong, I love the K-bar I got, but it doesn't have the blade weight to work well as a tool as good as a Bowie knife or a kukri would. A kukri is really good for chopping. If you're going to be in a tropical area and have to cut bamboo or something, I think the kukri would be a good way to go.
That's that one that's like bent about halfway forward and has a really front heavy
knife.
blade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'd totally pick that one then. Never mind.
Basically the one I was posted in the chat earlier. With a nice angle and so on.
Only problem is it's kind of hard to clean
Yeah,
your
I'd totally
fingernails
pick
with
that.
those, and that's just kind of a requirement.
It's kind of what?
It's kind of a requirement that any knife I'd be able to clean my fingernails with it.
I've cut my toenails with them before.
Cut your toenails with a Gurkha knife?
Yeah, I was camping.
Yeah, I'd be afraid of losing the toe.
I was afraid I was going to pop the little raft we were on. And I didn't have any of my other knives on me. My toenails were sharp.
Damn, how long were they that you're worried about popping
Yeah,
the
it
raft?
sounds like you didn't need a knife, just use your toenails.
Little kitty rafts, like the Walmart blow-up kitty rafts. It was crap. Pop it with you poking your finger into it wrong.
Gotcha.
And I like to keep them sharp in case I use them for weapons. I have to use them for weapons.
Leave it to a knife maker to think he needs his toenails as backup.
Yeah, when I'm confronted, I like bite on with the top part of my body, and then I kick like a cat with my lower portion of my body.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He's gonna bite onto the top part, hold on with his hands, and he's just gonna like scratch the shit out of their stomach with his toenails.
While screaming, no means no.
I don't know you. Let go of my purse.
Stranger danger, stranger danger.
Yeah, if I wound up fighting with a knife, things have gone horribly, horribly wrong.
Think how wrong they've gone when you're fighting with your toenails.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a knife maker and you carry like 12 of them. And you're down to your toenails.
Your cat food is strong. Huck.
Cat foo. See, he
there's
called him a pussy and he left.
Oh man, there's a great T-shirt down at this Army Navy store, and it's got this fat beer gutted guy silhouette with a revolver, and it's got a karate man jumping through the air, and it says my gun foo is strong. It's awesome.
Nice.
Oh, I got a cool story for you. Earlier this week or this weekend, I can't remember. Maybe it was late last week. There was a guy that was being attacked by 3 pit bulls. The guy was being attacked, and because he was walking his dog, And he got jumped, and he managed to make it to this house. And the 70-year-old man comes out and sees what's happening, runs inside, gets 2 baseball bats, and tries to beat back these pit bulls. Well, the baseball bats failed to work, so he went inside, got his handgun, and shot one of the pit bulls, and the other 2 backed off. You got to imagine you're 70 years old, and you're taking on 3 pit bulls that are taking down a man in the prime of his life and taking him down, and he's 70 years old going out there with a baseball bat.
There was a police dog that killed a 70-year-old lady this last week.
Good work, Cujo.
Yeah, it was a police dog on top of it, you know.
Well,
Was it on duty or was it off duty?
On duty.
Was she coming right for him?
Yeah, you know, like the 70-year-old ladies usually do.
Coming right for us.
Needless to say, the dog's been taken off duty.
Police dogs are not humans. They don't have emotions. They are robots. They are a consequence.
yeah, they're calling. Hey, this happened here in Wisconsin. They're calling that 70-year-old guy a hero.
I just can't imagine how emasculating it is to realize that the prime of your life is still well below this guy when he's 70.
But he wasn't the one being attacked by the pit bulls either.
Yeah,
If you
it
had
wasn't
3
his
pit
problem.
bulls on you.
He inserted himself into that situation at 70 years old to defend a guy who's in the prime of his life, and his 70-year-old point in life is still better than this guy's opinion.
Yeah.
If you've ever
Now,
dealt
this
with,
guy wasn't Clint Eastwood or Chuck Norris, was he?
to be honest with you, if you've never dealt with feral dogs, like prime of your life or not, man, especially when it's multiple, like it's disconcerting. It's not like one of them's coming straight at you. They circle around you and they hunt it in a pack, you know.
Well, yeah. And that guy who's 70 years old went out there and fought that shit head on.
I'm surprised he
And
just
beat
didn't
him.
attack him with his giant brass balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, no one told these dogs that old men hit hard.
Yeah, I guess the 3 pit bulls escaped from one of his neighbor's yards.
Is knowing how dogs fight in the wild show you anything different about that movie with the Liam Neesons about the fight the
Into
wolves?
the gray.
Crashed.
Into the gray.
Into the gray. Total bullshit.
Honestly, I was kind of disappointed by that movie. I don't know what it was. I think it was just Liam Neeson wasn't kicking like kidnappers in the face nearly enough to make me really enjoy that movie.
Well, I mean, I largely was not a big fan of the movie through most of the movie, but at the end, where he took all the alcohol, the little mini alcohol bottles, and put them between his fingers, and then like electrical taped them together to make like some kind of fist load.
Glass knuckles.
Oh man, it killed me. I was like, no, this is insane.
See, I saw that in the preview, so I spent like 2.5 hours of basically Castaway, but on a frozen landscape instead of a tropical island, waiting for him to fight these wolves with his glass knuckles. And then finally at the end, I'm like, thank goodness it finally is there. I was afraid that it was like an extra scene that they had cut out from the movie, but they left in the trailer to get people to go watch it.
So I saw DB posted a question. What's the best defense tool for wild dogs? So some of you may know I ride my bike to work occasionally, and I always carry pepper spray. And I spray all dogs, regardless of the size, characteristics of the dog, whatever.
Like some guy's CNI dog.
Yeah, if it's big,
I would spray a small
They're on
dog before I would
leashes,
spray a big dog.
behind a fence. It doesn't matter. I just spray them as I go.
It's like he got a
Let go of the
noodle
handlebars
that's on
two at the same
the
time.
woman's purse.
go up to somebody's house.
There's
Bring
been
a
a case of drive-by spraying. There's been an outbreak of drive-by spraying from this neighborhood.
I'm not
and
driving
I don't
by
know why.
dogs I see on the road and just give it a 1-4 with his pepper spray. I mean,
If a dog's in a convertible going the other way, I still have to time it right.
yeah, I just blow it down. No, so okay. My feeling is that largely dogs, the way they exist today, is from generations upon thousands of years of generations of dogs adapting over small changes and learning as they go and making non-conscious changes. Well, if you have a dog that's chasing you and you spray it with pepper spray, it immediately gets a negative stimulus that makes it not want to chase anyone anymore. And so for me on a bike doing 25 miles an hour, that's not a big deal, but I'm always worried about the next person, somebody a little bit older than Ben here that might be on a bike and has the same dog. The dog goes, God, I like chasing bikes, starts chasing down a little kid, knocks the kid over, kid gets hurt, and it's because cyclists like me tell you, oh, no, don't spray a dog, just ride faster. Well, you're just training a dog to run faster and enjoy the hunt.
My dog was laying by, when I was a kid, was laying by the mailbox, happy as a clam. Mailman walks up. She's just laying there, not threatening at all. I watch this whole thing, wagging her tail, and he pepper sprays her. After that, we dealt with the postmaster on that. But after that, anytime she saw a mail truck, it was full-on attack mode. She actually got run over by a mail truck. Didn't hurt her. She just went flipping underneath it because she went attacking after a mail truck. And of course, the mailman didn't even slow down after he ran my dog over. Luckily, it didn't hurt her somehow. She just had grease on her when she came up.
He's a mailman.
But after being attacked by a mailman with pepper spray, if you were in a uniform, she hated you. So, spraying a dog with pepper spray is not teaching them to, just leave the bike alone. It's teaching you that, it's teaching a lot of dogs that this is someone whose ass I want.
No. No way.
He hurt me.
The dogs don't have a vendetta.
You don't know dogs, do you?
They think something's fun up until a point that it's not fun anymore, and then they're like, "Oh, that's it. I'm done with that." They're not gonna have a.
Yeah, you don't know dogs, do you?
You and Sean are describing completely different scenarios. Hosh is describing a dog. No.
They got a vendetta.
Hosh is describing a dog that's doing something it thinks is fun until it gets a negative response.
And
Sean is describing. No. Hold on, let me finish. Sean is describing a dog that wasn't doing anything. It was just having a good time. It was just laying out there, and somebody came up and attacked it.
Oh, okay.
Hosh is describing a dog that wants to go out and is loves chasing people, and then it's going to get a negative response. It's going to think, okay, this isn't worth it anymore. Sean described a dog that was sitting there and was violently, as far as it can tell, attacked out of the blue by this person who showed up in a mail truck.
I apologize because I only heard half of that story completely because my wife just came up and told me that here in L.A., a couple broke into a 70-year-old man's house or something like that, and one of them held him down while the other ransacked his house, I guess. He got up, got his gun, chased them down, and one guy got away, but he shot the couple, which was a woman, and she was pregnant, and he killed her, and he's not being charged.
Good for them.
And I mean, I don't know the details. Look it up.
By the way, am I the only one disturbed by Hosh's taste in porn of my Masaba Yud back there?
Disturbed?
Yes, I mean that's kind of a disturbing choice for porn.
Oh, my porn! You know that's been here as long as I've been doing chats. This is like the one consistent thing that's been there from the beginning.
Yeah, I know. Every time I see it, I get a little freaked out. It's like,
see, I always thought it was Hosh in the picture till one day he said it was Masada Ayub. I'm like, why the F would you? I thought it was a picture of himself.
What we don't know about Quark is Quark was sitting in his front yard one day, and Masada Ayub came up to his front yard, maced the shit out of him, delivered the mail, and then ran away. And ever since then, Quark has had a negative reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know what's so weird about that. I got a picture of Yankee right above my reload or above my gun table.
Why?
Well, it happens to be Yankee in a bra. That's just your taste in
All
men.
right,
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
I'm on my
Yankee wears
So
iPad.
it's
some
not-
provocative outfits.
And I come back and they see me with a gun.
Okay. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to send me that picture so I can send it to Mass.
Yeah, no, Masada, big fan. I've always had him up there just because, I don't know, you gotta have something behind you, other than this world of crap that's constantly changing behind me for whatever things going on with my wife.
What gets piled up there next, in other words?
But so yeah, no, I appreciate the difference of dog minding his own business, lives in it. You know, dogs have a perimeter thing that they think's their property, and somebody steps into it and maces the shit out of them. That's messed up. I can appreciate why a lot of dogs don't like male men or male women. I get that.
Or dogs that are like my friend had a dog that hated tall people, and every time I'd come around, because I'm like 6'2", the dog would flip out. Hated anybody that was tall. And, you know, I've met dogs that are racist as hell. They hated black people, and it's not because they just grew up that way. It's because they were rescue dogs, and you know whoever had them before them were abusing them, whether it be somebody of a different race or a tall person.
Don't shoot me, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
One of my
dog
dogs
just hates
is
squirrels.
Who
Oh,
doesn't
wait,
hate
hate
squirrels?
squirrels or love squirrels?
So they think they're delicious.
I was
They
gonna
are
say one of my
delicious.
dogs is a rescue dog, and she hates men. But it's weird because she likes me. But it's like the taller, the more like I guess masculine or whatever. I
'Cause
think
you're
she judges
post-op.
people by the way they walk. Because like if a woman comes up and she's like pretty like butch, like pretty manly for a woman, she won't even like her. But it's like she doesn't like people who she just doesn't like men or people that look like men.
Just because you're pre-op and it can smell the hormones.
You can see
I
that-
thought about it, but I wasn't gonna go there.
Male women attract bears. Nice.
All right, so I did just have to grab a screen capture of you and your kid there with Masada Ayub in the background. I'm sending that to Mass right now.
Oh, awesome! That's
He's
cool.
gonna get a kick. He's gonna get a kick out of that.
I'm a big fan. I'm pregnant, don't shoot. This is California. I am pro-choice, bitch.
Nathan!
I did that in the side chat. You weren't supposed to read it, Hush.
Nathan!
That is hilarious right now.
Sorry.
Oh man, that's good, man.
Yeah, that video I posted earlier of all those people saying that the U.S. and Israel was a terrorist state. One of the guys in that video has this bundle that he says is a dead baby. And you can just tell that guy is definitely not somebody who would protest outside an abortion clinic, but he'll be holding a dead baby outside protesting Israel bombing terrorists.
Right.
It's hilarious.
Just how many babies die, right, in comparison to children that have died in accidental American/Israeli bombs going off.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Don't trust fall, baby. Don't do the trust fall.
Give that kid a boobly ball.
Oh yeah, I noticed boobly balls have fallen off the best of the gun channels updates. I've got to click more now if I want to see boobly balls.
Ooh, he's having big fun, Josh. Has
I like
he
that.
gotten his
What?
Has he gotten his first Nerf yet?
He's got a lot of different toys. Not Nerf like darts, but he has boobly Nerf balls, I guess you could call them. And the kid does not want for anything. He's got grandparents, uncles, cousins, aunts everywhere. he has family everywhere. They come and see him all the time.
So
You
he's
got his
spoiled rotten.
first. You got his first laser light blue gun trainer yet?
No, that he does not have. He has his own. He has his own gun, 410 22 combo gun, which G-Webs wants to take from him. But other than that,
G-Webs would take a gun from a baby, wouldn't he?
I think he would if he saw a baby, open carrying down the street with a 410 22 combo gun. G-Webs might take a gun from a baby.
And if it saves just one child, he's willing to take on the risk himself.
I'm just going to throw that out there. I also like that we're clashing. I have vertical stripes and he has horizontal stripes, which I think is funny.
That's just so we can tell where the baby ends and you begin,
Right.
because your shirts are similar color.
Right. It would be really creepy if y'all were wearing matching clothing.
You would be like one of those Siamese twins that like conjoined, and then like one of y'all's head like is right on the other one's shoulder. If you guys if we couldn't visually separate you.
And I agree with DB 100% in the chat who said, in regards to the guy that shot the pregnant woman, you don't say nothing. I know that he's like 70, but you're going to get on the phone and talk to a lawyer and not make any kind of comments to the media or anything like that. That's insane.
She said she was pregnant, and I saw that as another attacker, so I shot her.
So I am going to make this statement here, and this is from lawyers, everything I've ever read and heard on YouTube and everything like this. If you are ever in a self-defense shooting situation, the cops show up, you say to them, I am in no condition to talk right now, which is absolutely true because you're going to be in shock, your adrenaline's going to be pumping, you're not going to be thinking straight. You really are truly in no condition to communicate right after a shooting with what went on. You basically are just like, I'm discombobulated, I can't talk about this, I'm too upset, whatever you have to say to him. Just, I need a lawyer to help me figure all this out, blah, blah, blah. Say whatever you need to, or don't say whatever you need to. Basically, keep your damn mouth shut. You're in no condition to talk.
No habla inglés, señor.
I'm the victim. This guy attacked me. I'm going to cooperate with you after I talk to my lawyer.
Arrest that man over there. He attacked me, but his head's missing. Arrest him anyway. Cuff him. He's dangerous.
You can never be too sure.
Yeah, I don't know he could be a zombie or something. Just arrest him. He's crazy, man.
Now, what's that video?
I want to
never talk to the cops.
Yeah, that's a good
bring up something
video.
of importance here.
And some of that depends on what state you're in. In a state like Florida where we have self-defense immunity, you need to claim the immunity. Very simple. I'm the victim. That guy attacked me. I'm going to cooperate with you, but I need to speak to my lawyer first.
Yeah, I want to say this though. That 80-year-old gentleman that shot that pregnant woman, or supposedly pregnant woman, he used a .22 Smith & Wesson revolver.
Formerly pregnant woman.
And by the way, she said that, and he repeated that. They have no confirmation on that.
Right, that's hearsay.
I'm just saying it's like if somebody's pointing a gun at you after they shoot you and you fall, right, and they're about to give you the coup de grace, and you're a woman, what are you going to say? You're going to be like, "Don't shoot me, I'm pregnant." He's like, she could be lying.
I'm Methodist.
I mean, unless she's got a big old baby bump, you don't know. She can just make it up, save her own ass.
Well, she could just be fat.
That's exactly what I was
going to say.
She could just be fat.
I gotta hop off and give the kid a bath. I might be able to hop on after. We'll see.
All right, later.
With that awesome LA story.
Yeah, that is a cool story. But he used a .22 revolver. 2 shots. Don't underestimate the .22 people.
But the first one was just a flesh wound. Knock her down. He's probably, to be honest with you, living in California, he's probably going to get in trouble eventually over this because he talked too much.
No, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
that's perfectly what not to say to a news person. You watch that video.
Yeah, the news people, the grand jury is going to hear what he said and been like, okay, he needs to go to court over that, blah, 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 based on what he said. If he had just said, yep, shot her and then shot her again, it'd be over. But, him talking too much, they're going to want it.
And the police, if they're going to file charges.
If he's got a good lawyer, nobody will probably ever see that news report in court.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean,
during under duress, like right after it happened.
It comes down to the point that, you don't want to go to court if you don't have to. So if you keep your mouth shut, you have a much better chance. The reason criminals don't go to court or get sentences like good folk tend to get is because they know you never admit anything as criminals. You never admit anything. You just always deny and or keep your mouth shut.
Or they rat out tiny.
Or you throw someone under the bus. Yeah, one or the other. But I mean, you hear these stories about people who are good, honest folk doing something that they thought was right, and then they're going to jail for it and getting screwed over so hard. And then you see criminals who get off all the time on stuff. It's because the criminals understand how our screwed up justice system works. And one of the rules is you don't talk, you let the lawyer talk. But honest people want to be honest and say, I didn't do it, and be honest, and I did this, and this is why. No, don't ever say anything. And don't think that you have to say something now. If cops show up and they start asking you questions, you can wait. You can wait. They're going to have to get a case. They're going to have to make notes. They're going to have to they're going to take pictures. They can wait till you get a lawyer to discuss what happened from your point of view.
Yep.
As long as they get everything done in the first 48.
Well, here's the deal. If they don't have enough evidence to go to trial, then they can't go to trial. Your speaking without a lawyer only can give them evidence. They can never take anything you say and use it to help you stay out of court. They can only use it against you. That's what they say. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. They never say something you say can keep you out of a court of law. They never say that. That's not part of Miranda. They only collect evidence against you.
Well, yeah, that is partially true. However, when you have a self-defense shoot and the police show up and go, why did you shoot that guy? You don't just say, oh, I'm not talking to you, I need my lawyer. Because when you assert immediately, I was defending myself, that guy attacked me before you shut up, you've just kicked into a whole nother realm of law. You've gone into justifiable use of force, not just a murder investigation.
It's like,
now, you're not going to talk yourself out of being charged with something, but you're going to give them cause to go, okay, wait a minute, this guy's saying it was self-defense, and, oh, it turns out this is his house, or this is his car he was in, and, okay, yeah, we're not filing charges on this guy.
I guess it comes down to the fact that, correct me if I'm wrong, once they've read your Miranda to you, that's when you shouldn't say anything at all, right?
Yeah.
well,
Again, very simple.
they think
Establish that you're the victim. Establish that it was self-defense. Don't do anything more than just make the claims. This guy attacked me. It was self-defense, or he attacked my wife. I had to defend her, and I need to talk. I'm going to cooperate with you, but I need to speak to my lawyer first.
You should be cooperative up to a point.
Basic statement.
Oh yeah.
And
okay.
then,
Well, where's the guns? Yeah. Right here.
Yeah.
Is anyone else hurt? Not that I know of. But do not get into a discussion. Don't get into a whole lot of, well, how did he come in? Don't get into details. Give them what they need to secure the scene, and that's it.
And you can honestly say, I'm too upset to talk about the details of this at this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I'll be right back.
And you don't have to even do that. Don't even say that you were upset. You're upset. Does that mean you're angry? Don't say you're upset.
Well, I'm
Just
sorry.
say-
No, I'm in no condition
just
to
say,
talk right now.
No, then you were outside of your faculties. You didn't know what you were doing. No, don't get into that. Simply, I'm the victim. He's the bad guy. I'm going to cooperate with you after I speak to my lawyer. That's it.
Okay.
Where's your gun? Right there, officer.
You don't want to be standoffish. You want to be cooperative, because if you're standoffish, it'll just make them question your validity.
They can question as much as they want. Like I say, establish that you're the victim, and then shut the hell up and ask for your lawyer. And don't go into a bunch of detail over why you're the victim. Your lawyer can establish that later, but make the initial claim.
Okay, the police can choose not even to take it any further. Am I not right about that? They can decide that this was self-defense. There's not even a reason to prosecute.
Zimmerman is one of the few people I know of that actually talks police out of trying to file charges on them.
Well,
then guess what? And then guess what happened? They assigned a special prosecutor, and look where he charged them.
If I'm going to be compared to George Zimmerman, then I'm probably fucked to begin with. I mean, if you want a how-to, just do the exact opposite of what that guy did in every single way.
He wasn't convicted, so
Yeah,
don't do everything the exact opposite of he did.
What I mean is the situation.
No. Oh, absolutely. Up to the point where he put himself in that situation, that was absolutely stupid. But from the time the round exited the muzzle, he didn't do everything the way it necessarily should have been done. But he is the one person, well, I'm aware of, whose statements to police actually helped his case.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of self-defense shootings around there's been a few around here where the police didn't even bother to. There's no charges pressed. It was just the cops didn't take it any. The prosecutor or the DA or the cops didn't take it any further based on what the people said. I don't know if they may have lawyered up, but I don't even know if they did.
Yeah, and some of the advice, some of it depends on your state, and the exact circumstance. If I'm here in my house and someone breaks in the middle of the night and I shoot them, under Florida's Castle Doctrine, I'm likely to say more than I would if I was walking through the Dairy Queen parking lot and someone tried to rob me.
Yeah. Huh. God damn it.
Of course, if I ever have to shoot somebody in self-defense, it's going to be a ridiculous media field day because
Yeah, no kidding.
I've written a lot of our self-defense laws here in Florida.
Yeah, that would be that might not be good.
If I ever have to shoot somebody, again, outside of the military, it's definitely not going to be good, no matter how you slice it.
No. No. Are we looking at? Was that Nathan's butt that we just saw? Yeah, it was. Like I saw movement down in the corner of the screen. I'm like, what is that blue? Oh, it's his rear end. Awesome.
Is he wearing blue pajamas?
Hell yeah, he is.
Say what?
I saw movement in the corner of the screen. I'm like, what's that blue thing down? And I'm like, is your screen down in the corner? I'm like, oh, it's his rear end. Awesome.
Now my shirt's blue. My pajamas are yellow.
It looks blue in my screen. It's weird.
Strange. Okay. I'm glad I could throw you.
It's been a boring day, all right.
Now we just thought you were getting ready for your Malaysia trip again.
Ah, yes. I'm just eating some cheese because I'm not stopped up enough as it is. It might be too much information. I apologize.
Oh, whatever.
So how about them guns?
I got a new one today.
What'd you get?
Got a Finnish M39, 1942.
That was a good looking gun.
Yeah, I'm happy. Only thing that is wrong with it is the floor plate on the magazine is a different serial number than the rest of it, but from what I read, that's normal. It was at some point in either the end of the war or the after the war, it was re-arsenaled and then put away, and I don't think it's seen the light of day since it got re-arsenaled. Thank God the Finns don't like cake their crap in Cosmoline like the Russians do, though. It just had this grease that was really easy to remove. It was just like normal grease, not like Cosmoline. That's.
Oh, is that what's on Russian guns? I thought it was just Cold War misery and sadness.
That's what Cosmoline's made out of. The tears of the people. Yeah, I can't. I'm happy too because the fact that I think I may be the first person since whenever to open it back up. That all the shims, is they shim the stock. The stock is bedded, and so they have like these little loose shims that like if you're not careful when you're taking apart, you can lose them. And if you lose them, because they shim the rifle from the factory, so it shoots perfectly. So if you lose those shims, it's your rifle may not shoot as straight as it normally would. So this thing's got all its shims on it. Or, well, I don't know if it's got them all, but it seems like it does.
What's that thing chambered in?
7.62 by 5.4 R.
Okay.
It's a Finnish Mosin and Gaunt.
Okay, gotcha.
The Finns, well, I mean, saying it's like a Finnish Mosin and Gaunt, saying like a VW is kind of like a Porsche. You know what I mean? It's. The more I read about it, the more I'm impressed. But yeah, they're like basically the Finns took the Nagant, were like, this rifle's okay, but we need to make it better, and they went and retooled completely. Like I think the bolt and the receiver are the only thing that are original. The barrel, the sight, the rear sight, the front sight, the stock, everything else is Finnish.
Is that a clean baby Hosh?
I was going to say it's the fastest bath in history.
That's a clean baby. And also, I'm trying to sport the flock of seagulls look, baby. Flock of seagulls, baby.
I like that.
Because he tried to run so far away before his bath. But he couldn't get away.
Is he walking now?
Well, in his walker, he does what we call, what do we call it, cruising, where he holds onto the side of things and kind of like shimmies along.
Gliding is also a term for it.
Yeah, gliding, that's another one, yeah. So he does that pretty hardcore. He tries to stand up. He's getting to that point, I think, soon. So basically I've got to go around and get rid of all my man awesome things in the house that will cause death to babies.
Yeah, my wife makes me lock up my new swords that I made, along with my guns. I almost got caught the other day letting my 9-year-old swing the sword. My wife came out like, hand it to me, hand it to me.
I'm sorry, it's broke. Nope, nope, nope.
My son does what he always does. He takes 2 swings with something and then thinks he's an expert.
That's what all kids do, isn't it?
He'll be putting out internet videos for too long.
I still do that.
I'm trying to show him how to actually swing the sword and use it and how to stand and stuff. He don't want to do any of that. It's like, dude, it's not your lightsaber that weighs like nothing. It's actually a 3-pound hunk of steel. You have to learn how to use it.
You should put on the Count of Monte Cristo for him. Have him watch that. He'll be an expert after watching that.
Well, in case anybody missed it, over there in Ukraine today, them idiots shot down 2 more jets.
Why are
they said they weren't capable of shooting things down?
It was air to air. It wasn't.
Oh, they decided it was air to air. They shoot each other down.
Yeah. Apparently, what I heard was you know how shit changes. But earlier today, they were saying it was an air-to-air missile came out of Russia and shot down a Ukrainian fighter jet. That's one of the thing. I don't know what happened the second time. So, as if the situation wasn't bad enough.
Well, at least one of them planes didn't crash into the other crash plane.
Here's an interesting headline. I haven't read the story, but the headline reads, Missing Marine's wife may have been having an affair with neighbor. Sounds like a self-fulfilling prophecy to me.
Sounds like a normal day in the military to me.
Yeah. Was his name Jody?
Yeah, was his name Jody? Oh, fuck, dude.
Did you see that picture of a woman that's like holding a welcome home sign, and she's like 9 months pregnant, and it says Marines back off of 12-month tour?
Yeah.
It's like, womp, womp. Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks hard.
That's how so many guys get divorces when they're overseas.
That's almost as good as a sign with like the family holding the sign that says, "Be safe, don't get hurt, come home soon." And there's one guy that looks like he's in his 20s and he's holding a sign that says, "Don't drop the soap, faggot," or something like that. It's like, you always know your best friends.
So some Marine, his wife's missing out in the desert. I think it was like West Coast, and I think they're about to press charges on him. She was pregnant.
Is she really missing?
Yeah, I guess she's dead. I figured she's dead. It's been 3 days. Or it's been more than that, actually. It was a week.
She didn't try to rob some old guy, did she?
No, that's fucked up. I don't know about that old dude, man. Seems racist to me.
I think it'd be sexist unless it was a black lady that was pregnant.
No,
was she 9 months pregnant after his 12-month tour?
It's fucked up.
I did get an air of Gran Torino when I read that. Like it was like a plot line out of Gran Torino 2. You know, old dude with Garan strikes back. I didn't know what exactly I was reading.
My favorite part was like, he was like, "She told me not to shoot her. She's pregnant." But
Got
it didn't bother me. I just shot her.
Do any of you guys watch
That-
Modern Family?
No.
Occasionally.
In the very last episode, the two gay guys are getting married,
Oh, I did see that. All right, yeah.
and their best friend is performing the wedding, and she's pregnant, and she's got her new boyfriend there that she's been going out with for like 4 months. And she starts going into labor, and she tells the guy that she's just so in love with him that she's having the baby early.
Yeah.
But she would like to tell him that it is very rare, but sometimes when you have a baby this soon, it's black.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to watch that like 3 times. I was like, did they really just say that?
It was a two-parter episode, right? There was the
Yeah.
first one and the second one are both really good.
Yeah.
I think my favorite. I don't know why I like the gay guy who's not really gay. He's my favorite character in the whole thing, that whole show.
Oh, the husband?
The husband. Well, now he's the husband, right? But
Well, there's Cam and Mitchell. Those are the 2 gay guys.
Cam's the one that I like.
Yeah, the one that was the football player and everything else.
He was a clown though, and his boyfriend was getting hassled by that dude in the truck
At the gas station.
gas station, and he gets up dressed like a clown and just totally puts that guy in his place. Killed
Yeah,
it.
I will twist you into a balloon animal and beat you on the bumper of this truck till you pop or something like that.
I mean, I have to say the writers on that show are pretty spot on. It's pretty good. That and the
It's a good show.
Duffy, the Duffy dad, he is ridiculous.
Oh, Dumpy?
Dumpy, that's it. Yeah.
The one who was a gymnast and a everything else.
That Modern Family didn't get canceled yet?
No, it's been on for like 6 seasons.
I don't think it's gonna get canceled unless.
I've never watched it, but it sounds like y'all are just making things up at this point.
No, I think it's a really good show.
It's well written. It's very funny. They have compelling characters, and they're not all the same, homogenous, whatever. It's very good.
Yeah. There's like 2 shows that I watch on TV. I watch Modern Family and Big Bang Theory, and that's about it.
I can't watch Big Bang Theory because once you pay attention to the laugh track, you can't not hear the laugh track.
I just pay attention to Penny. Who there's laughing on that show?
No, I can't. And because I'm kind of in the industry that they're in, doing some of the things that they do, I listen to them talk, and it's like that is like the lowest common denominator, like explaining what it is you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's cliche for the point of being cliche.
Hosh, is that window behind you lead the outside?
Yeah. And the fact that somebody paid attention to somebody walking in front of that window is funny.
Yep.
Well,
I thought it was like a van or something.
They saw you. Everyone saw you. You're now on the internet.
we just want to make
We
sure
got
there's
your
no
back.
one creepy right behind you.
We're watching your
Sure, it
six.
was like Pedo Bear or something.
I appreciate you my 6 on that one.
We're watching both of your 6s. Shout out to Dano. Just Dano.
Hosh, quick, grab the blowgun beside you. There's someone behind you in the window.
Yeah,
I
grab
don't
that
think you
single
get good
shot.
penetration with a blowgun through a window, though.
I don't know. Wouldn't it depend on how hard you blew it?
You'd have to have like some kind of special tip on it to be able to crack the window. Glass is pretty hard.
Let me get this right. So you have to blow really hard, and you have to have a special tip. Okay, got it.
Yeah, just the tip is the most important part of that. Just the tip.
Saw that coming a mile away.
Never tried to break glass with a tip, though.
What was that video that somebody posted in the chat last night of the guy throwing chopsticks through the dog food bowl?
Yeah, it was me.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I saw a demonstration like that at a martial arts or demo thing, and guy was throwing wooden chopsticks into plywood. They would break when he hit, like they would like snap, but their tip would be like stuck in the plywood. It was fucking amazing. It's like if I'm going out to eat, I want this guy to be like getting dinner with me.
We'll just replace the chopsticks with like actual titanium spikes that are really sharp. I'm like, here's your weapons. You're my new bodyguard. Just anyone tries to fuck with me or my 1%er family.
This is my helper. Random task.
Over my head.
What's that from? That's from
It's Austin Powers, isn't it?
Austin Powers, the first one, where it's instead of odd job, it's random task, and he throws the shoe instead of the hat. They're just making fun of Bond.
Yeah, I missed that movie.
You missed the first Austin Powers. That was the best one.
I had a job back then.
Oh, God. You know, they have these things
That's the biggest excuse.
called Betamax. Or, no, wait, they're VHS. No, wait.
DVD.
They're called DVDs now.
Laserdisc.
You could go back in time and watch it.
I must have seen it 1,000 times. I just don't think I was paying attention. It was the kind of movie where I was just on. Just laughing at certain stuff. I don't know. I just don't remember. I rented this movie tonight with Scarlett Johansson, and she's naked the entire movie. It's called.
What was this movie called?
Under the Skin. It's called. And man, it is so weird. But
They had that one redeeming quality to it.
he was naked the whole time.
It was so weird. I loved it.
Oh, you saw it? I don't know what to make of it. But she's naked a lot, so that's good. She's kidnapping men, and I think she's an alien. That's all I can say. What else? That's about it. But I give this guy credit because people often laugh at 22. He didn't say if it was a 22 Magnum, but he did. The way he said, "I shot her twice, so she best be dead" or something like that. People overestimate 22, I think.
Is this a video you guys are watching or something?
I posted in the chat. If I
didn't see it, sorry.
Oh, the old dude from
I don't know
Tower.
if I want to see it. It sounds disturbing.
It's an old dude, an 80-year-old retiree that got, I guess, home invasion, and it was a couple though. It was a dude and his girlfriend. I don't know, but it turned out the girlfriend was pregnant, and he ended up. The old dude, 80-year-old, eventually got free, got his gun, and shot him with a 22 Smith & Wesson revolver. So.
Oh.
Strike one for the 22 again. I'm not too comfortable with a 22 as my home defense gun, but.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess if he's saying Smith & Wesson, and he's 80, I'm gonna throw out it's a 22 long rifle, but I don't know. It could be wrong.
I would think so. Well, he said it fits in my pocket, like it's really small. I know they make the new. They do make a like a J-frame 22 Magnum.
That thing is expensive as hell, though.
Yeah, it's really costly.
It's like $700.
Yeah, that's more than that. It's like $8.
Just looking at that guy, I almost bet it's like something he's had for a long, long time.
That's what I'm saying. 80 years old. I'm assuming it's an old gun. And old dudes will put guns in pockets. They don't give two shits about that.
Oh yeah.
They're not rocking like tight jeans like we all do now, right?
Not me.
Yeah, there comes a point in your life when you're so old, you're like, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm gonna carry a gun even though I don't got a license, and I'm gonna shoot anyone who fucks with me. I only got a couple years left. It don't matter.
I'm gonna live in Detroit, and I'm gonna have a Gran Torino, and I don't care. I'm gonna befriend an Asian kid, and he's gonna come over to my house all the time and talk stuff.
And I'm going to call him all kinds of every Asian racist thing I can possibly say.
I forgot about that part.
That
Then I'm
part.
going to commit suicide by pointing my finger at some people.
That movie, like I was watching that movie, and I'm like, wow, this is insane. And then that part with those black kids on the corner, I was like, oh, they just took it to another level.
That was really good when he walked up to him. He was
I'm
like,
not going to say what he said, but I was just like, well, I didn't think they could go any further, but I was fucking wrong.
Now, I don't know how many of you people differentiate different Asian races, but if anybody remembers, because I don't off the top of my head, was the Asian kid Hmong?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Ayo, no, yeah, he was.
Okay.
They make a big deal out
the
of
hill
it.
people.
They're both Hmong. Hmong.
What is
Those-
that? That's not Cambodian or something. What is it?
No, it's Hmong. It's its own people.
It's
Hmong.
like, but they're like
What country are they close to?
They're part around the Golden Triangle and close to Vietnam.
Imagine like the what are those guys in between France and Spain? Oh, god damn it! What are they called? They've been having like a damn it.
Oh! I know you're talking
Portugal?
No, that race that doesn't have a country. God damn it! They've been like fighting the Spanish for years, like trying to get their own country.
England.
No. They're like that. That's what I'm trying to say. The Basque. They're like the Basque. They're like
Okay.
an Asian Basque. If that doesn't make any sense, and it's probably offended somebody, but
The Hmong generally aren't fighting anybody for land. They're just up in the hills, not messing with anybody.
didn't they help us during Vietnam or something? Or
But
Korea?
so did a lot of people.
Yeah, but they were like known for being like total badasses. Was
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. It's like the Gurkhas, right? It's the same thing with the Gurkhas.
yeah, and there's another Asian minority that also I can't. It's like 2 words and I can't remember. Yeah, they're like in that genre of like people without a real. They don't have their own land, so that makes them mean. But they're not mean. They're actually really nice people. There's a family of them that own a convenience store down the street from me, and they're so nice. And they smile. They have a weird cultural thing where they smile when they're like not happy. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's smiling. It's weird. Like they get annoyed and they smile at you.
For an interesting tangent, if anybody's really interested in it, a lot of people, different countries use tobacco for their fun times. Have any of you guys heard of what's called betel nut?
No.
Like Beetlejuice's brother.
Yeah, if it's an interesting read. I'll pull up the Wikipedia and you guys can check it out. It's like this. They take a nut and they pour like an acid on it and they wrap it in a leaf and they put it in their mouth and it just kind of like macerates, and it has slightly hallucinogenic principles with the combination of the different things, and it's the total like, who's the guy who was in the jungle and like, I got 3 things, I'm gonna shove them all in my mouth and see what happens right now. Like, that dude, who was that guy? That is the thing. Just like, how did they come up with this shit?
I bet he wasn't naked and afraid.
He probably was naked, but he wasn't afraid.
Oh shit! Something going off. Okay.
Oh, gee whiz.
Who's K? I can hear something in the background.
Oh shit, it's me. Sorry.
He's a new guy.
I don't know how this works.
Just mute him.
Me neither.
Press the little like microphone button on top of the screen.
There.
There, yeah, you're good.
Now you're muted.
Yeah, when you want to talk, just turn it off and talk, and then turn it back on.
Yeah. At the top of your screen.
Unless the sheriff's department's at your house, then turn the mic back on. You want to hear all that shit.
I'm assuming because he's not here right now, he's either dead or in jail.
Oh, he didn't know his new nickname is Zombie Master Dead.
Oh, terrible. Heyo.
Hey yo, yeah. If he has to check in with us every like 5 hours, otherwise he's dead.
Man, just when I thought my life was in a shitter.
Gotta keep, hey, I got a friend that I talk to every day. Just every time I hang up the phone, I'm like, wow, shit could be worse, man. Shit could be a lot worse.
Is that friend Tex Grebner?
No. I'm sure Tex is doing okay.
Hey, just to let you know, as soon as we got Tex Grebner on one of our chats, and I mentioned I had the same rifle he was getting, I became his like best friend for a month or so.
How many times?
I just want to. Oh, he's been in these chats a couple times. I just always want Nathan and Tex need to host a weekly show about rifles that can kill like the woolly mammoth. Calibers that can kill the woolly mammoth.
If I actually had more ability to be hosting shows, I totally would just host a Q&A show with Tex Grebner. That would what I would do. So every week we just have people come in and ask crazy questions and let Tex answer them. Because I literally hear from that guy almost daily in text message, or he calls me all the time. And the things that he talks about is just, what?
Well,
He's an interesting dude. Let me say that.
Hush,
Go ahead, sir.
I was going to say, it's so surreal the first time I started talking to Tex off air and stuff, and even on air that first night, because I'm talking about a 375, and he's like, oh, yeah, I've ordered one, blah, blah, blah. And then, I'm like, oh, you shot yourself in the leg. What gun was that? It's like, oh, that was my Kimber. I'm like, holy crap, I got 2 Kimbers. It's like Bizarro Superman meets Superman all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Which one's which?
I'm going to say I'm Superman because I'm not Tex Grebner.
He always makes me want to buy a Cold Steel knife, but I never do. Or watch his video.
I liked his 20-minute video of him eating a steak.
Recon 1.
I can only watch so much of his videos before I'm like, I can't watch anymore. It's like some kind of dessert. It's just like too much.
This is gonna sound horrible.
I'm not trying to be mean, but after a while I'm like, okay.
That's okay.
Every time I see one, I keep waiting for a banjo to start playing.
No, he's not even. Where is he from? I think he lives in Chicago, like in the suburbs.
He's in Michigan somewhere. Yeah.
He's so far from that. I think.
I know.
He's in Illinois, in the country in Illinois. But here's the funny thing: is let me give you another commonality. I hunt deer, and I've shot a deer with a bow and killed it. And then he bow hunts deer, chases one into a barn, and shoots a doe through its eye that weighs like 40 pounds.
Wait, in the barn?
On the internet.
Don't ever stare Tex in the eyeball, dude. That's the part of the problem.
Why? Are you sure he just didn't shoot a cow or a calf?
No, he has it on the internet where people are losing their minds because he shot what looks like a small baby deer through the eyeball.
If it looks like a small baby deer, it's probably a small baby deer, dude.
How do you end up in a barn with a deer?
He spooked the deer. It ran down into a barn, and when he came around the corner, he was surprised and saw it. He fired, and instead of hitting it in the kill zone, he hits it in the eye.
And now it has a patch, and it follows him around.
No, he put it through the brain.
Oh, fuck, dude.
That needed to be animated to where he comes around the corner, and they see each other, and they meet eye to eye, and they have a stare down. And then he pulls his gun up and shoots it.
I'm just gonna. I just want to forward it to PETA. Just see what happens.
Oh God, that'd be hilarious. Tex versus PETA. Where do you draw your line?
I shot myself. You don't want to know what I'll do to you.
You've never heard of barn doctrine?
I wasn't gonna go there, but there it goes.
I will fuck you up.
Stand your barn laws.
He does have a pretty telling insight into archery. Like if I was going to buy a bow, which eventually I probably will, but I can't go in my backyard like he can and just waste arrows with a hay
You are in
bale.
California, and that might be all you have left in a few more years.
Right, yeah. No, but I mean, even then, I mean, come on.
But not an assault bow, not one of those
High
compound ones.
capacity
Right. No,
Not a high capacity bow.
bow with a magazine.
he's not a fan of the assault bow. He
A
only likes the
side quiver? Really? Do you need 3 arrows? A side quiver really, Hosh?
What? You can't kill something with 2 arrows? You less than a man? Anyway, so he's very into archery, and one of the reasons why he's so hardcore about archery is because of the accident he had and the comments he got. So he still wanted to be involved with hunting and sportsmanship, so he got largely involved into archery, and he's really into double rifles, like English, used for safari, cordite-based projectile, big-ass round, 12-bore, 4-bore, all those crazy rifles that are in books and shit that nobody can afford. That's generally where I come in, because I'm an engineer, so he talks to me about, can I turn a Stoger into a double rifle? And I was like, yeah, I don't think the ballistics will handle that. So we walk through some of the details of that. So, he's a nice guy. He is actually a really nice guy.
See that link I put in the side?
Yeah.
It's got a couple nice guns in there.
No, yeah, I like those chats with him and Nathan. I don't think I ever laughed so hard.
Shit, sorry. I didn't realize there was an autoplay video there.
But it's a video on what the guns are.
Tex does play well off me. I'm a good bouncing board for his theories and logic.
You guys were speaking another fucking language that night. I mean, there was like 10 people on the panel, and just you and him talking for like an hour. Like, what the heck?
A lot of times I was just like, what is he talking about? But yeah,
Double rifle?
Take it to another level.
I couldn't Google fast enough to even keep up. Yeah, it was a good time.
He's a plethora of strange knowledge. I do love him for that.
Yeah, he does have a really detailed book reading knowledge about people that went on safari in Africa. He can talk forever on that. Yeah, he knows a whole lot of details about that.
But he has a disconnect. He has sort of a disconnect with reality, too, that makes it just interesting.
I guess. I mean, what reality he works, and he has fun. He has new things on. He's fishing a lot, right? That's the thing he's doing. We've been talking about fishing a lot.
I guess his perception of the world is a little off key. You know.
Mine's not.
No, DB is completely.
I'm fine. Totally.
You're 1%er.
Totally fine.
DB, you're like the safari people, you know, with your monocle and.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I go on safari and pay other people to. I pay other people to go on safari for me, basically.
DB doesn't actually hold his gun for safari until the shot is prepared.
Do you ever see the video of that? Those guys that get jumped by a lion? Like they're like rich white guys with like very obviously really expensive. I don't know what country. They might be American. They might be English. They might be something. And like this lion just comes out of the grass next to him, and like, dude, is charging right for him. He shoots. He misses. He has enough time to rack the bolt, put another round in, and just I think he hip shoots and gets the lion as it's like in the air, and there's no more room. I mean, if he would have missed, lion food. It's amazing.
So some would tell you they were not rich enough because they could not afford a double rifle.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen that where they've already wounded the lion, they're tracking him, they're like, get ready, he's going to charge because he made the noise or whatever.
Yeah, and he comes out of the grass.
And they're in a line, and it charges this one guy, and everyone else misses because nobody understands how to lead a shot.
That's the one I'm talking about. It comes right out of the grass.
The only reason he hit it is because he was shooting straight ahead at it.
I thought
and
he
it
shot
slid up. Well, yeah, I mean, he fired 2 shots, I think, but when it slid up, it actually knocked him over as it slid into him. And he is so lucky he's alive.
It's kind of a terrible video to watch because honestly, I'm not down with people hunting lions. I think it's kind of stupid, but
You've never had a lion burger, then. I'm tripping.
Hey,
DV is so 1%. He's got lion bologna in his fridge.
Oh yeah.
People are always against killing dolphins until they've eaten one.
That's right.
That lion had
Dolphins not only cute, they are delicious.
Dolphins are also perverts, man.
Yeah, I just eat rapist dolphins. I don't eat any
Rapist dolphins.
Just the rapist.
You're eating dolphin, you horrible human being? No, this is a rapist dolphin.
Yeah, we caught him red-handed, basically. Red fin.
Red fin.
He raped his trainer at World, and now we're eating him. As retribution.
One night we had a chat for like 20 minutes about dolphin rape. They're serious about it, man.
Yeah,
Was I in that chat? Because that sounds like a chat I'd be involved in.
Oh, you missed that one? That was good.
No, was I in it? I can't remember.
You might have been. I think you were. Yeah, I was playing video of dolphin raping a dead fish.
Yeah, no, they rape out of everything in the ocean.
Yeah, them dolphins do not fuck around.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
not
no,
literally.
they do fuck around.
Yes, they do.
they do, but they don't at the same time.
They're necrophiliac fish effers.
Yeah.
They're equal opportunity when it comes to rape. Let me put it that
They've
way.
effed every fish in the ocean. They're getting bored. You know, now it's time to do weird, strange things. You know, and that's what they're into.
But as far as the lion goes, that one lion died, but thousands of lions will live happily because of the money that hunting brought into the...
You mean the 1,000 lions that are left alive?
There's more than 1,000.
Conservation areas that are all over Africa, hunting largely sustains them. It's not the hippie, free love animal lovers that are sending the money. The hunters that are sending the money.
The only safari that I can really support would be as if they would let me pay to go on safari for the poachers.
That'd be nice.
Well, I'm sure in some of the African countries you could do that for the right amount of money.
I tried to play devil's advocate the other day. I saw a photo of this woman. She shot a lion. I don't know who she was. Famous, was on Facebook, whatever. But I was saying I thought that there
Texas
were other...
Tech cheerleader?
I think she was, yeah. I just was like, there's other reasons why that's good. I think because the younger lion, like there was some way to justify killing this older lion, like it'll let the other younger males...
All those
something
sanctioned hunts are just population control.
Right.
So the herd doesn't
Yeah,
get
they're
too
old
big.
people like Yankee who aren't breeding anymore, so they just shoot them.
Well,
So the younger ones get a shot.
Oh, I thought because they're the ones that are like, they won't let the younger males breed or something.
Well, yeah, that too.
No, but I mean, think about
are so they can't breed.
Think about it this way: we sell tags to hunt all kinds of different animals in all the states across this nation, and those tags largely go to fund the act of continuing to understand what their breeding cycle is, handling poachers, policing all the things that you know the wardens do. It's just like that, but it's in Africa, and it's also more expensive because they literally are fencing off areas, large, huge areas where they keep the animals completely safe, except for the one that's going to get shot, of course, but largely they're keeping that whole species in those areas intact. You may not like it, but it is the most efficient way to keep them living in the best way possible without them like starving to death.
I'm wrong. He shoots from the shoulder, but he drops his rifle. He gets... I know. It's like when you thin your force so you don't have devastating forest fires. I get it, but I don't know.
I don't think I'd ever shoot an elephant, a giraffe. I don't know anybody who shoots giraffes, but a tiger, a lion. I don't think I'd ever be in a situation to even desire that. But at the same time, if you want to break it down economically, hunters are paying in more money than people who just love the animals and send a check, right? I mean, the people who are literally killing an animal, it's kind of weird to say, the people that are killing the animals are largely making more of the conservation effort than just the people who feel that they need to give money to these groups. There's just too many groups.
You know what they should make the hunters do? They should make them work. Like, you can shoot. Here's a tag for the animal you want to shoot, but for the next month, you have to walk around our park and run off the poachers. Maybe that's what
yeah. I forgot. The poachers are doing this shit, and they're not paying any money.
That's what a game warden's paid to do.
Yeah,
Give them some night vision and just set out there and shoot the poachers.
So here's something I'd like to point out: the fact that white people have been going to Africa to kill wild animals since about 100 years has been going on.
Oh, more than that. Way more.
It's a lot longer than that.
Well, I just think of it starting around 1900 is when the big ivory trade started. But anyway, here's the deal: people are outraged because it's a cheerleader doing it now. What the f? What about all the old rich white dudes that have been doing it for 100 years? Nobody gives a rat's ass.
What about Teddy Roosevelt that did it? He's the hero.
Because the old rich white dudes don't post it on their Facebook page.
But think about it. You can compartmentalize the old rich white dudes. He's just a 1%er and largely an asshole, and we should take his money away from him, and it's fine. But when a cheerleader does it,
he's already a demon.
It starts to threaten the base of what a lot of people think. I mean, you don't have to agree with her, but she paid the money. Somebody out there realized that she's not going to destroy the lion herd or any animal population, so they're all benefiting. Everyone's benefiting. The native people are benefiting because they get the meat. The conservation groups benefit because they continue the species of something that is profitable. And she benefits for whatever she gets out of it. Again, I probably wouldn't do it, but she benefits.
A guru said he wants to shoot a giraffe in the face if it's coming after him.
Well, so okay, that's different. If a giraffe is threatening my life, if he somehow got a shank, somebody duct taped it to his big fat neck, and he's slicing it around, maybe. But
have you seen the videos of giraffes going at it? That neck will fuck you up.
You're banging.
They're banging the crap out of each other with their necks until another one goes unconscious. It's interesting because, you know how high their blood pressure is, right? To be able to get the blood up to their brain from their heart.
Yeah, that's.
I never actually thought about that.
Higher than Snoop Dogg.
Their veins are compartmentalized to get it up there.
It's like they've got a series of dikes basically that go up their neck.
So their arteries are similar to veins?
No.
Veins have gates in them, so they can't go backwards.
I don't know that they're one-way valves, less that they are compression systems to push the blood.
Maybe dikes is the wrong word, but their blood systems compartmentalized and be able to push it up that neck to their head.
I guess it depends on which way you're going with the dike. If the dike is up, they fill them up and push it out.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean an actual water dike. They got a series of lesbians in their neck.
Don't go near there.
That sounds like terrible fun.
Robin Williams Live with the Met. Nice reference.
But yeah, so they've got these massive blood-pumping vessels that are their necks, and when they fight, the first thing they want to do is smash their necks against each other. And then they wait for the first one that passes out, basically, which is pretty funny. Yeah.
It's kind of like the rams that hit so hard sometimes their hooves come off.
Does that really happen?
I don't know. I heard it on a comedian tell it once. I've never actually researched it.
Yeah, I don't. I've heard them fucking hitting each other, and I thought it was somebody target shooting, and my grandfather was like, "No,
it's loud.
Mountain goats," and I'm like, "That's insane."
Just the way that their necks and their horns and heads are built is just amazing. They can take that much energy.
These things are machines.
Right, because most of the time they walk away. Right after they're done with all that stuff, they're like, "All right, I'm tougher than you. Go."
Yeah, they just shake it off.
Yeah, go pound sand, dick, and then just.
Yeah, took your bitch.
So what? Do they have extra pressurized fluid in their heads so they don't get concussions, or how does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know how a woodpecker? You know how they work?
No.
Woodpeckers.
Wait. I saw this episode of Wildcrats. I know, but go ahead.
their beaks on impact have the same basically delivering the same energy to the tree as a 357 Magnum. That's not even a exaggeration. How they keep their brains from smashing into the inside of their skull is they have an extra hole in the back of their skull, in the back of their mouth, and they take their tongues, they put them into and they wrap their tongue around their brain. I shit you not. And then they start
Whoa.
pecking away. They wrap their tongue around their brain and go pecking.
Wow, that's funny.
It's weird.
Hold on, let me grab my brain, my tongue before I hit this tree.
it's one of the few things I remember from grade school.
There's some things people say before running their car into a tree, right? Let me put my tongue up around my brain.
That's incredible.
Yeah, but woodpeckers are stupid birds.
I wonder why.
Evolution. That is something. How much did you spend for that fancy Mosin?
More than a Mosin cost.
More than a Mosin?
Could have probably bought 2.5 Mosins for what that cost.
That's good. Oh, did you see that? Well, I guess. So the Mosin I had last year when I got semi into that shit, and then I was like, all right, I'm getting rid of this thing. This is crap. It was imported by Mullet, I guess exported by Mullet. So I wonder if these Mosins are going to start drying up.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that the company Mullet, is that out of like Georgia?
No, it's out of Russia.
Russia.
They
So the mullets have gotten from Georgia to Russia. Okay.
Yeah, the ban on Russian items is the Kalashnikov concern, but they own Mullet. So and then they own Mullet, and then they own Vepr or whatever. I don't know if Mullet is Vepr or whatever. But I wonder if the Mullet, the Mosins are going to start the importation of them here might be stopped.
Even if they do, I mean, how much can somebody really justify raising the price on a fucking Mosin they got? You know?
Oh no, I agree. I'm not a huge fan, but that finished one I would definitely be into. But
no,
it looks fancy.
The more I read about like how they built them and why they did things, because it's amazing. Actually, I have a sneaking suspicion this thing's probably going to shoot as accurate as my Swiss K31, and that
Sweet.
thing is a fucking tack driver.
SG Ammo today.
How much are bullets for that?
Put a bulletin out. What for? What, the Swiss?
Yeah, I've got one, but I'm scared.
If you can find them, a box of 10 is usually around. The cheapest I found a box of 10 for is about $6, 5 or 6. No. Yeah, 5. They're about 50 cents a pound. But I've also seen it for like
that's reasonable.
$20.
That's a
I've also seen it like
cartridge.
$1 around too. So AIM Surplus is the best place. When they get Swiss ammo in, they sell it. AIM and SG sell it for the cheapest.
So did you see that bulletin SG put out, and then they emailed everybody who's ever bought anything from them?
No, why? What?
They were saying that they have Russian stuff and Russian ammo for 7.62 by 39, but they're expecting to not get any more Ukrainian ammo, and soon they're expecting to maybe not even get Russian ammo. So it's like they're trying to say like buy some Russian now, because the rebels took over the ammo factories in the Ukraine. I forgot the actual. They had the factories by name in the bulletin, like OSC or some other one, and they were like, since the rebels control those factories, they're absolutely banned from importation. And then some other thing about the Ukrainian ammo, it's just going to be really hard to get. So like right now, they have Russian in stock, and they're just saying like buy now because we're not sure how long we're going to have the Russian stuff. Yeah.
I don't know about the Russian, but was it Wolf? Wolf is made in Ukraine and somewhere else. It's made in like 3 different countries.
I think it's Romania, Ukraine and Russia.
Taiwan.
I would love that.
Isn't it
G-Webs has
He has a video where where
G-Webs
everything
has
is
a
made.
video where he shows you where all the factories are located.
Yeah, but those are the Russian factories. I swear to God, I've seen a box of Wolf and it said "Made in Taiwan." I've seen it says "Made in Ukraine" or something.
If you go back through the Bang Switch blog, he mentions where Wolf gets their stuff, and I believe you're right. It is Taiwan.
Yeah,
I have Wolf, and I have all kinds of Wolf, but the only two that I see on the box, it says "Made in the Ukraine" or it'll say "Made in Russia." But I would love to have a box that said "Made in Taiwan." That would be cool. But I don't have that.
I've seen it on the case. You know, on the case it'll say "Made in Taiwan."
Yeah, I forgot to say the factory that the rebels took was OSC. I don't know. I'll look at that G-Web's video again. Not like he needs the hits.
Oh, to answer that question in the chat, it's a woodpecker.
Yeah, Chris, I've got my Mosin soaking in the tub right now.
Nice. Yeah, I still got I still don't even own a Russian one. This is my first Mosin. This is I kind of went for the top. I just went for the top. Probably
I got
gonna.
one, but it's missing pieces.
The wood looks good, man. I like. It's not very long, right? It's a shorter, like a carbine, or no?
Mine?
Yeah.
No, it's fucking a rifle. It's long as fuck. Like, I was actually surprised how long it was. It's full length. And yeah, the stock is, from what I can tell, like looking, from what I read, basically it's a 1930s built rifle, captured by the Finns. They converted it from a Mosin, like your typical Russian Mosin, to M39 in 1942 is the next stamp on it, and then it's got an intermediate stock. So the stock was. This is a newer stock, so it was probably restocked either right during the end of the war or after the war. And then in the 1950s, they reinforced the stock because it's got a 1950s reinforcement on the back. And then somebody put it away, and it hasn't seen the light of day since since then. Because I pulled it apart, and it's got like the weirdest grease like I've never seen. Like, I don't know what this grease is, like a factory grease I've never seen before.
Is it like a brown sludge?
Yeah, but it's not like cosmoline. Like it actually comes off.
Yeah, mine's nasty.
Yeah, this is
as petroleum jelly ages, it turns a yellowish orange color.
Yeah, this is like a brownish red, but it comes off easy, like easy. Like, I mean, not easy like it just falls off, but I wipe it off and it's gone. It's not like cosmoline where you're sitting there cussing at it for a day or two.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cussing at mine forever.
That's real quick. It says the Ukrainian factory UCW is now under sanctions and was recently captured and controlled by rebels. We will no longer be able to get ammo from that source. This leaves only Russia as a source for low-cost ammo used by recreational shooters. Blah, blah, blah. Possible supply could be affected if the war continues or foreign relations with Russia worsen. Alternative manufacturers of this caliber come at a little, it doesn't say little, it comes at a higher cost. So I'm thinking it can't be much higher because...
I don't mean to piss on your parade, but if I was an ammunition distributor and I had 100 cases of this shit sitting on a shelf, I would write that letter too.
Well, I don't think what I've been trying to do is buy Russian ammo because I figured that's the shit that's going to get banned.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. They're saying like buy up this Ukrainian stuff while you can. I guess it's all. Doesn't really
also,
matter.
that being said, I've bought 3 cases in the last week. So.
Did you get that
nice.
Did you get that from SG?
Yeah, they emailed me today.
Huh. I ordered that ammo the other day and I didn't get shit from them. They must not like me.
Even if Russia and
check your junk mail.
I must not be on your level of customer.
No, I don't buy shit, dude. Come on.
He's a SG Platinum member, dude.
Check your junk mail, dude. I'm
He's at
saying,
diamond level.
I found out about them,
Check
and
your
I,
spam.
you know, check
Yeah.
your spam box.
Any
I used to
bulk
buy the
emails get caught in the
federal
filter.
You like 9mm stuff, like 9mm federal HST boxes. They had 50 round boxes for like $28, and that was like right after. That was like when I felt like I stepped up another level in gun purchasing and accessory purchasing.
I'm waiting for him to get gold dot and the 147 green back in.
Oh, they had that. I bought that from them. I bought it all from them. But like I used to go to this shop and I would save up money to buy. I think he was charging me $30 for a box of 20, and it was like with tax and everything. I'm like, what the fuck? And when I found out about SG ammo, I just lost my shit. I was just like, wow. So now I started like stockpiling carry ammo. I was doing stuff that, instead of having thousands of rounds of Full Metal Jacket, I had like hundreds and hundreds of rounds of like Gold Dot for no reason. I thought that made sense because I thought eventually they're gonna make a play on ammo. I don't know why I thought that. Like try to get it banned, because I know New Jersey's like really the only state that even successfully did it.
Yeah, but even if Ukraine and Russia stop importing ammo, there's still how many other Eastern Bloc countries that produce it? Like
Romania is one big one, I think. I'm not Bulgaria.
Yeah, there's.
I hope.
Bulgaria's selling bellet, isn't it?
I don't think they're no Southern Bellet. I think is Czech or I think it's Czech.
I don't know.
Southern below is South American.
Is it? Oh. I don't know. There's a lot.
Well, there's supply and demand, so hopefully these other countries will pick up the pace once Ukraine is blocked.
I mean, honestly, like you're the president of Wolf Ammo, and the United States has got to be a big part of your market. You really think you're gonna just like, oh, I guess that market's closed to it, dude? I'm guaranteed.
Oh no, yeah.
They're like, we'll send you some boxes, box up your ammo, and we'll
What about Poland? I don't know if Poland still is doing that. So I know they switched to
Poland's
5.56. Yeah, they
Right.
switched a long time ago. But I don't know. It's just like, because I thought, well, the Ukrainian ammo, that's what I've been seeing a lot of in the last couple of years. Just Ukrainian and Russian stuff. And then that Red Army is Romanian. So.
Well, basically what I was going to say is you're basically picking a winner of the upcoming war. The more ammo you buy from any one country is less ammo they're going to fire at the other people.
There you go.
So if you want the Ukrainians to win, buy Russian ammo. If you want the Russians to win, buy Ukrainian ammo. And, now you're actively participating in the upcoming war.
Yeah, so I just thought it was interesting because like everyone so far has been worried about Russian ammo, but what this email says is basically Russian is all we got right now. And that's all we'll be getting in the future because the Ukrainian ammo got took over by the rebels, and that's done. That's sanctioned.
At the same time, the rebels are losing ground and gaining ground and losing ground on a daily basis. They could lose that factory next week and never get it back. That's.
Or we could blow it up.
Yeah, they could do that too.
I don't know.
Don't give Obama any ideas. He might go over there and strategically, covertly strike all them gun factories and ammo factories. Say, all the rebels did it. Oh, Russia did it.
Himself.
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
But then the rebels would shoot down the drone, so it'd be okay.
Yeah, I saw some videos today. AK Operators Union and the guy. You ever watch that channel? It's pretty cool. But the guy, I don't know what it is, if he's Russian or something. I don't know. He's European. But he was like, this is absolute BS. This is just Obama trying to, do this and that. And this won't have any effect on Russia.
I'm going to start a petition to deport FPS Russia because of that.
Please.
AK Operators Union is like the real life FPS Russia.
Yeah. Hey, Nathan, since you're going to shut it down, who wants an after chat, or is somebody going to host?
I nominate Wesley.
I nominate Zombie Master Ed.
You said my lunch is almost over, so I'm out.
I got dishes to do, man. Laundry. My servants have left me.
Oh, right. We're playing that DB. What is your maid sick?
My last night.
sick.
My maid's been sick, dude.
Shouldn't have given her the
service couldn't
herpes
send
then.
anyone over this time of night. I see how it is.
26 years, my maid has been sick.
Nobody's gonna do a chat. God damn it.
So did I miss anything tonight? I got busy earlier. I didn't get a chance to
No.
watch
Matt couldn't
or
host
listen.
a chat.
I gotta hop off and do some tool work. Gotta fix a crib apparently, so I have to take off, guys. Yeah.
Later, Hosh.
Later.
Later, man.
God damn it. I cannot find a bayonet for this rifle. That's kind of pissing me off.
You don't need a bayonet. You gotta be fighting hand to hand.
I know this guy that makes knives.
Show off my cool hat.
He doesn't make bayonets.
It'll be really expensive, buddy. You get one from him.
Is that a Dick House AK hat?
No, I remember it's like Woodstock, the concert logo, but with an AK.
Nice.
Have you showed that to G-Webs?
I believe that's
No,
a
I don't
small
think he
hat.
liked it because it's got like a fucking dead body outlined in chalk on the brim.
Yeah, G-Webs wouldn't care for that, would he?
He'd be like, that's not funny.
Yeah. It just went from cute and AK to wrong.
Did anybody in here watch the Jaeger chat when he was on Stone Guy's chat the other day?
Yeah, it was good.
I
Except
was
the only
so-
questions seemed to be from the Swedish guy.
I was so hoping at the end when Jaeger was like, I'm going to get that camouflage because it's the most awesome camouflage ever, and it was the camouflage of the American flag. I was like, yes, G-Web's going to say something, and he let me down. I was like, man, come on.
I don't think he would say something bad about another channel or something like that. Who knows?
But, oh well.
I was just trying to bring a little bit of entertainment to that chat because they were being so boring with the questions they're asking. So I tried to be funny. I think it kind of pissed James off.
Hold on. Catch Bay has another question. Can he come to our country and take a class with his guns? It's like, oh, geez, no one can relate to these questions from Catch Bay. I like it. I like him, but.
Yeah, but how many people watch? It's just more than us.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get the English to finish whatever conversion over.
Yeah, that was fucked up. He asked some other question like, so he's saying, Catch Bay is basically saying, you're okay with this because there's other AK countries that make AKs or something like that? I mean, Jaeger got pissed.
I think Stone Guy kind of mangled those questions.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to know, if he comes, can he take your class? Well, yes. He probably can't bring a gun with him, but...
You're damn skippy, dude. I go to the range all the time, and I'll see like two dudes from like Europe, and with another dude with a camera, and they have this full auto range here, and it's like the full auto rental. It's like $10 for the gun, but the 30-round mag is like, $100 or something like that, and you have to use their ammo, and they're like, brrr, brrr. I'm like, wow, these guys are spending hundreds of dollars shooting full auto. They're filming it, so they're totally not American. They just came here for this, or they're here on business and they're doing this stuff.
Yeah, and the next time I go to Vegas, I'm gonna drop a couple $100 and do the same exact thing, except it'll be better.
Right. No, I'm just saying. So like when they
have to sell his cabin.
When you show up at a gun range and you're from another country, they're allowed to rent you guns. So I don't know why James Yeager's class wouldn't be able to rent. They rent guns. They have a rental. So.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think Stone Guy kind of was misinterpreting the questions because he was trying to ask questions, read the chat, do like 4 or 5 different things at the same time.
Yeah. That's why I don't host chats. It's too much work.
And Stone Guy was a little bit out of his element because usually he has Tac Daddy set everything up for him and then just
yeah,
repeats.
And well, that and Jaeger was in there, so he was trying to move his head and do those things. Keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Cup to balls.
He's alumni too, though. He's taking Jaeger's classes and stuff,
He
so
probably
he,
likes
and he
that
knows
twist
him.
motion too.
Good Lord.
Heyo.
Ayo.
So really, there's nobody gonna start another lobby?
What's your job?
Sounds like
Ain't
you're
my
volunteering.
Yeah, go ahead, Wes.
You're
Shit,
so good at it.
Yankees over there, G-Web's over there.
Over where?
They're in the lobby. I don't care. Hell, I'll do it.
This isn't the lobby?
Yeah, this is just a lobby.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what lobby means even. I was told by Quark to start this in YouTube and send links because I
It's
clicked
just
on
the very
lobby
first
chat, but I
page.
couldn't make it go live. So I don't know.
It's not under the more button. It's just the general lobby bullshit chat. Alright, well, I guess I'll send G-Webs a link here in just a second.
So I have a silly question. How does one break it to their wife when a large box shows up on the front porch and she opens it and finds 3 cases of ammo and 40 magazines?
You see this Nunya that showed up today?
Nunya?
Well, she knew the ammo was coming, but she didn't know anything about the magazines.
Looks like you're going to be buying a present. That's what you're going to be doing.
It was free with...
Yeah, they threw them in free.
Purchase.
This is awesome. They messed up my order and gave me free magazines. Do you think I should send them back?
We're like, oh, look what I won from GC.com. It's an excellent present from joining this website.
It's amazing. Every time I came back from an airsoft event, I had somehow won the free raffle for the gun.
Yeah.
Amazing luck I had.
Oh, speaking of new shit, have you guys seen the new it's a AK pistol in 5.56 that already has an adapter, and it's under $500.
Yep, it's the same people who did the other one. I think it's Zastava.
Well, anyway, the only adapters I had seen were the ones from like Krebs, and they're like, $400 or $500 just for the adapter. I don't know if anybody's actually touched one or shot one to see. But the pistol itself is $500. It already has stuff on it.
Alright, there will be another lobby incoming shortly.
I thought it was a Pat.
I think it is a Pat.
It is.
I don't know. It was. They have one at.
Because they had Pats that took those
JG.
weird magazines, those crappy mags. I don't know what kind of mags they were.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know. Unless you do the AR-15 conversion, that AR-15 magazine conversion, I don't. 5.56 AK seems kind of just.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Is that it looks like Pat it has it on there already.
Yeah, it already has an adapter on it with the right side magazine eject button.
For $400 or $500.
It's like $479 or something.
Jesus.
Okay, everybody say good night because I'm going to end it so you can start the next one.
Later, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.